good evening, well, or good afternoon, or even good morning, depending on where you are. And thank you for joining us. This is our last live show of the day. This is our Creative Cravings show. So you've got 3 hours. Hopefully they're going to be a really fun 3 hours. We've had a fantastic time so far today. We're going to do an hour of Creative Cravings. Then Sharon's going to come back in and do the last hour for today with the Dawn Bibby collection. But she is back tomorrow with some completely different things, some new releases. And then Craig will come back in and do another hour of the Creative Cravings. We have so much to show you, and Craig has loads of demos to show you. And I think he's even got us a sunflower demo ready, have you? Maybe. He says, ooh, maybe. So we better go over and see him and see if he can convince to let us know whether he's got anything ready for the sunflowers. Have we got one? Yeah. Yeah. Brilliant. You're loving, they're loving that collection. Absolutely brilliant. So what are we looking at first then, Craig?
So I believe we're going to dive straight in. We're going to have a look at our sentiment dies. I absolutely love these, our word cut-ins. But let's have a look just at some finished samples from the collections, from like the show itself, Creative Cravings. So these are our word dies here that you can do lots of different things. I absolutely adore these.
You can get some really clean modern looks with these, can't
Absolutely.
you? And if that's the style you like, I mean, you can do all sorts with them. You could shabby chic them up and everything, but they really can be quite easily made to look quite modern.
They really can. And when you see something like that, which looks really cool, wait till you see this. Go and look at this one here.
I saw that one.
I've not seen this one
card,
before.
Isn't it?
It is. And try to see whoever it was, Alison on our team have done this one. I absolutely love this one. A little bit of labour of love, because what she's done is blocked off every single section and created a different shaker within each one. I adore that one. Then this one here, I actually done this in Wake Up Call, whereas we focused on the lattice dies, but you can see how I've used the sentiment on the front as well.
But this is so key, isn't it, that all of your collections work together. Don't forget about them.
We've got our lattice dies as well. We've got our 3-in-1 creative cards that we featured within the craft along. And we've even got our easel dies as well. So you've got the cross, the bunny rabbit, butterfly, and the heart as well. These are all items that we've got on the show tonight on Creative Cravings, but we are going to be kickstarting with the word cut in stamp and die collections.
Those are perfect, and I love that one. It just shows how good the dies are, that you can go through both layers of that card base in one go, so that you get that look, so that you get the light shining through. Absolutely perfect. Right, it's not just Craig and I and Sharon here. We've also got Johnny and Charlotte behind the scenes, and also Susie on the socials.
Susie.
Fair enough. Okay. I bet she'll be really pleased you did that.
She will be. I hope so.
We've also got Eileen here.
Come on, Eileen.
Should have seen that one coming. Should have seen that one coming. From Puerto Rico. You can tell everyone's gone home, can't you? You can tell the office is bare. So we've got Stephen, Nicole, good evening everyone. What lovely and warm sunny evening. He's in the UK. Susan Ware, hello everyone from sunny hot Las Vegas. We were talking about Las Vegas. I bet you it's 40, is it 40 degrees over there? I bet it is. Lorraine Horner, sunny and hot here in Bracknell in the UK. Beth is good afternoon from North Dakota. She's watching during her lunch break again. Mary Pat 1000, good morning again, everyone from sunny Montana. I think it's nice everywhere. Mary Reno, hello from Maine. Fred 171, greetings from California. Heather, hi Craig and Corrine, and Lynn Harvey. Both of those are in the UK. And also, you've made Susie do 3 laughy cry smiley emojis. There you go, she liked that. And Mary Reno says she loves that shaker card. So thank you for those. But let's have a look at what you're going to get with these word cut-ins. So they are a stamp and die collection. It says stamp and die. I would call these die and stamp. Would you?
I would actually, yeah.
Because to me the die is the focal point, the stamp is the accessory. But that's just me being pedantic, but that is how I would look at this, because you've got your 6 main stamps, and across the 6 collections of words, you've also got 21 stamps. Now, each of these normally cost £9.99, so you would normally pay just shy of £60 for these, but we've got them on an offer today where we're going to save you 25%, and you're going to get them for $44.95 or $58.27. But again, that platinum price is amazing down there at $35.96. Not far off, halfway, is it? Not far. And then you're going to get $46.62. So you're going to get Celebrate, Just to Say, With Love, Thank You, My Friend, and Birthday. Those are the 6 sentiments, and then we're going to, like I say, you're going to get the 21 sort of accessory stamps to go with those to create full sentiment. So which sentiment are you going to craft with first, Craig?
I'm going to use 2 of them.
You're going to use 2, okay.
I am going to use 2 of them, because you can do that. You can mix and match if you want to as well. We're going to make a statement piece for focal point to them. Let's show you a few other finished samples as to what you can do with these ones, because they're not necessarily just the cut-in within the centre of your card. You know, you can see it on here, but because these are big, bold, chunky sentiments, you know, you can keep them very, very simple. This one being done using the Be Beautiful collection, but could you imagine that with the Sunflower collection?
I made that one the other day.
Did you? Yeah,
that was one from the show I did.
Gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. But then you can do them onto angles as well.
Yes,
not necessarily
I do like that.
straight. It's really fun, isn't it? It's a really fun thing to do. And what about, yes, in the centre of your card, but as you were saying as well, how well it cuts all the way through. So you've got that centre piece. And because you've got good structure between the words or the letters, you don't need any acetate or anything like that to create that extra strength to them. Again, another one with not quite the centre, but a little bit further up. What about down the side of your cards? You can be doing that as well. Another one that's down the side of your card.
That's nice.
It's cute, isn't it?
Yeah,
so whether
that's
you're using
really
it with
cute.
love or my friend or anything like that, it's a nice wee cute one to use. Keeping it very simple. This one would be good for Father's Day if you change the sentiment if you wanted to.
That's elegant, isn't it? Really
very
elegant.
Very, very elegant. I'm going to be using 2, but what about using 3? This one, my friend, my friend, my friend, but you could use 3 different ones if you wanted to as well. Remember, with these ones, you're creating that bridge between the top and the bottom, so it's creating strength. Maybe you want to do them smaller, but you still like to do all your stepper cards. You absolutely can do. Little bit of a drop shadow, as is this one here, which is what we're going to be doing within my demo here. So that is quite a few little ideas as to what you can do with them. Now, I'm going to go in using our Centura Pearl. So I'm using Centura Pearl with a hint of gold.
Oh, we've got that on the show today. Yes, we do. 100 sheets of Centura Pearl for £30, $50. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. Yes, £30, $50, saving you 20%. Or, we never mentioned it earlier, you can also get 4 for £14, $24 if you go onto the website. But the hint of gold is also there.
I'm also using the royal blue that's in the bundle.
Oh, yes, that is perfect.
That's the ones that I'm going to be using. So what I'm doing is I've got my Centura Pearl 6.5 by 6.5, and I've gone for my friend. I don't know why I've got thank you. I need with love. Here we go. Got the right one now. So I've got with love, my friend. And if you want them to be straight up, you can then be more specific when it comes to the grids on your glass mat or your ruler. I am going to kind of keep them straight, but I'm not going to be overly concerned about if they're in bang on in the centre. So I'm just eyeballing the left and the right, and same with my with love. Let's bring this one in. So let's secure this one. So if I bring this one into position, so let's come in, I'm going to tape that down, tape that one down. Now I did just quickly there jump to my large Gemini, because this is 6.5 by 6.5. It's, of course, it's not going to go through my junior. But if I pop this one on, pop my plates on, and I'm going to run this one through.
See, it quite happily coat with both those dyes at the same time.
No problem.
No problem at all.
No problem at all. I am giving it a little helping hand by having the dyes side by side. So then the pressure is hitting smaller cutting points, but on an even keel. So bring this one in here. What I can do is remove that one out of the way. Remove that one out of the way.
Don't they cut clean?
They do, so clean, so crisp, so clean that you can see within that one there. And I am going to be layering them up on some pattern paper as well as Hint of Gold and the Royal Blue. And that looks lovely, and it would be lovely, but I just want it to stand out that little bit more. So let's set that one to the side for now, and I'll just use my large Gemini for the remaining of this demo while it's all set up. So I'm going to take the two same dies. Let's take out these little bits here. So I'm going to go in and pop these bits out. And although I'm just using two of these dies within this one, as seen within that finished sample with the My Friend, you can do multiple ones if you wanted to. You can absolutely do that. Have fun, see what you can do. Because even then, with me doing With Love, My Friend, that's still one complete sentiment. That's going to be a big focal point sentiment for my card. So what I'm going to do is I've got some of the Royal Blue, and I've got two strips here. And I've cut them to 6 by 2 inches. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get them as close to the centre as possible. It doesn't have to be exactly in the centre because this is actually going to go to the background, so you're not going to see this outer edge. So in actual fact,
but it's just going to make it easier for sticking, isn't it?
It is. That's exactly why I've given myself that little bit of an extra edge, so that it's going to make it easier for myself to stick them down with. So let's, once again, let's go in and then secure them. So once again, I'm going to bring them on. Now what I was meaning before is if I sit them like this way, now the Gemini would cut them this way, no problem whatsoever, but as the rollers come over, they're hitting all of these cutting points on one instant block. So give it a little helping hand, turn them side by side, so the rollers are still going to hit both of them, but basically you've only got two cutting points to start with, and it eases it up. So run them through. So if you were to do a style of card with this little block, this little rectangle, they'll go through your Gemini Mini, they'll go through your Gemini Go. So if you're doing really small cards, perfect, really good to do.
Or if you're doing just like strips like you've got there,
that's
so that'll work brilliantly,
because you can do that. So yeah, they are going to create that bridge if you're going to cut them into your card blank.
The finish to the die cut, it looks really strong, robust. You don't look at that and think, oh my goodness me, it's the O's going to fall out in a minute, or it's going to fall apart. It feels like it's strong and robust. Exactly,
it really does. So this is where what I'm going to do now is on the back of my Centura Pearl layer, I'm going to go around. I'm using my tacky glue for this one, and I'm going to go round the edge. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go onto the back of the words, and I'm just pretty much kind of like sketching. So I don't need it to be edge to edge because the glue will. There's a lot of glue on there
to hold it, isn't there, really?
Yeah, you don't need a lot whatsoever. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to flatten that slightly, and now I'm going to overlay that one, and then I'm going to get that into position, and then I'm going to pull. Now usually when I do drop shadows, I pull down to the bottom right hand side.
Do you?
I actually want a drop shadow where it's actually shadowing direct to the right hand side.
Yes.
So that is the look that I'm going for.
See, I always drop shadow to the left.
Do you?
Mm-hmm. Always. Don't know why.
Isn't that funny? Yeah. Everyone being different. So I take it
your blue Centura Pearl was slightly narrower than your white Centura Pearl, so that you've not got blue sticking out when you drop shadow it?
Yes.
It only has to be a couple of mil shorter, but as long as it's a little bit shorter.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit, not overly much. But then I'm just manipulating that one into place. So that gives me that blue drop shadow.
Because you've got the two there, you can compare, can't you?
You can.
That really does.
You can do, actually. That's a really good way to show it. You can compare the two of them together. So I'm going to do exactly the same within this one here. I'm going to go all the way around. And this is what I was meaning, what you pointed out, which is a good point. That's why I gave myself that little banner all the way around, that little border. Hence why I'm going round the whole edge with my tacky glue. And sketching over the top. If you want to use your dotted tape runner, by all means. But I'm just going to go in.
I think you might not have voiced it, but actually watching you do that, you could see the advantage of a wet glue because you put it on and then you let it slide.
Yes. Yeah.
That you can't do if you use a dry adhesive.
No, you can't.
By using a wet adhesive, it allowed you to sort of put that on, slide it, adjust it, make sure it was where you wanted it to be.
That's it. Because as much as my preferred adhesive is a dry adhesive, even I wouldn't attempt this with the double-sided tape or that, because I like to have that manoeuvrability into place as to what I've done here. So it's going to be quite strong from, well, when I say strong, you're noticing it now with the drop shadow. I am going to then enable it to be a little bit more subtler by bringing in a deep patterned paper. You're still going to see it and you're going to see it more proud once you have it up close to yourself.
Yeah.
But you can see it if I do it against the white.
Yeah,
you can see it there. I'm going against this patterned paper here, which just dulls it down slightly, but when you're up close, you can still absolutely clearly see that you have got your drop shadow.
The difference on your card blank by putting that white matte layer in, if you'd have put the pattern on the blue, it would look completely different. There you go. Than if you'd have put the white in. That blue, you almost lose the pattern into the blue, don't you?
Yeah.
Really do. But as soon as you put that white matte layer in, you've then just created a border.
Yeah.
Well, that's what it is. It's a border, isn't it? But then look at, even though it matches that pattern so well, because it's the same colour as in that pattern paper, it just adds an extra something.
It does, and this is why, whether it's Centura Pearl, hint of gold, hint of silver, white multi-purpose cardstock, never underestimate the power of white cardstock.
No.
You know, and that's why I like space, I like white space, because it really can make a huge difference. If you're unsure, for instance, as you've just said there, if you were to do something like this, try it. Cut an extra matte layer with white, give it a shot, see what you think. If you decide not to go with it, well, just pop your cardstock layer to the side, use it elsewhere. But give it a shot and see. And then what I'm going to do, before I assemble this one, keeping it a very simple card, I've gone in and some of my older dies, that the waste that comes out are these little dots.
Oh, wow.
So I like to keep a lot of them because I know most guys, certainly myself, when it comes to a handmade card, I don't mind gems or pearls on them. Not all guys do. But sometimes you want an embellishment dot or something. So these are kind of really handy to have. Keep a hold of them. And then I'm going to treat them as if they were a gem or a pearl. And then I'm just going to do 3 in the top and the bottom, and I'm going to go in and I'm going to pop these ones here. Johnny
asks, is it always 3s?
Yeah.
Yes, it always has to be odd numbers because it's the same in gardening. Crafting, gardening, they both work the same. 1s, 3s, 5s and 7s, always.
Absolutely.
But I think in crafting we tend to do the 3s mostly.
We do, don't we?
Put 2 on, put 4 on, and just have a comparison, and it just doesn't compare. It just looks right. I don't know if anyone can explain to me why, but it's just appealing to the eye.
It's all about the eye, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's more appealing.
Always going to test.
So we've got our 3, we've got our 3. Now whether we'll have 2 side by side or we'll have 2 but a little bit of a space.
Doesn't look right somehow, does it? Doesn't
That's
look
more
finished.
pleasing for my eye anyway.
Yeah.
The 3, and as you say, whether it's 3, whether it's 5, something like that makes a big difference. So I'm just going to add them on.
Yeah, you've got to finish it.
I've got to finish. There's no way I'm leaving it. There's no way I'm leaving it. The 3 are going in. So I'm going to pop them ones in to here. And then simply the case of, I'm going to add my tape. Now, because I've done that drop shadow, Corrine, what I'm doing is not adding extra height. That
Right.
drop shadow is already doing the height for me.
Right, yeah.
So if you want to add height with your pads, you can do. I'm not. I'm just going to go direct on one level. So I'm going to take these off. So as I said, the Centura Pearl's the hint of gold and the royal blue. The pattern paper, which I'll be able to tell you in a moment because I've written it on the back, is Everyday Delights.
All right,
it's from one of our 8x8 paper pads that came in with one of our Year of Craft collections. So that's where that one's from. So we can press that one down. And then I'm going to mat and layer these ones over the top of my Centura Pearl. You know what I'm like. I always love my mats and layers. You can choose to have more or less if you want, but add that one on, bring this one in, take my tape off. So nothing overly complicated about it, nothing complex. Going in with my two dies, making a big sentiment statement piece. With love, my friend. If you want to come in with additional embellishments or something, of course you can do, but I'm keeping it very simple.
I think they work with modern designs, do these, so well.
I feel exactly the same. 8x8 card blank, giving myself that white border all the way round. And then what I would do, something like this, I always get asked, what do you do with an insert? So what I do 9 times out of 10 is whatever my mat and layer is on the front, my hint of gold and royal blue, I've done the same. In actual fact, I've not done Centura Pearl hint of gold, because you can write onto that, of course.
But you're going to get better effect.
You are, so I've just used my multi-purpose cardstock. I would either, when it comes to family or friends cards, I tend to print out my sentiment onto Microsoft Word or any app like that. Alternatively, you can stamp out your sentiment or verse from your verse compendium, etc., etc. But then that's all that I'm going to do with that one just there. Let me just give
lovely.
that a burnish so it doesn't slide. And then there we go, with love, my friend. If you change them about, then it could be for instance, celebrate, could be Father's Day if you wanted to.
Yep, celebrate with love and all the rest of it. You could, yeah, absolutely perfect. I love that. That is absolutely gorgeous. Now, if you want that, you're going to need the Word Cut In Stamp and Die collection. It is 6 dies and 21 stamps. Today, you're going to get a 25% saving on this. Well, you're going to get $14.99 off. So it's like 1.5 of the die sets for $44.95 or $58.27. But again, that platinum price is dropping right down to £35.96 or $46.62. Now, we're going to have a quick look at our hero tool. Is this a hero tool for the day, or is it for a 24-hour deal? So we have our cutting mat. It's a self-healing cutting mat. It is 27 centimetres by 20 centimetres, which is 12 by 9. So it's the same size, more or less, as your Gemini plate, because that's 12 by 9, isn't it, I think? I'm pretty certain that's 12 by 9. So it's the same size as your Gemini plate. So you've got this self-healing, so when you cut with, and we're going to give this to you, your cutting knife. So this is a really lovely soft-bodied cutting knife. It's got some blades in there, but so you're going to pay for that. That's $11.98 or $19.90, and we're going to give you the equivalent of another set of replacement blades for absolutely free. So that is your bonus, your Brucey bonus on those today. But again, look at that platinum price, £9.58 or $15.52, which is a fantastic price to get all of those. So that's your hero deal for this 24 hours. So quickly say hello to whoever come back in. So we also have Joe Holzer from sunny South Dakota, Terry Wade saying it's a very hot 103 degrees in Del Rio, Texas. Hello Susan Ware, thank you. She says she loves watching both Craig and myself together. Pammy's back on. Oh, lovely one from Nye saying hello and good afternoon from New Jersey. Such a light and content feeling with Craig here with Corrine and Johnny. Said Nicola, but we've actually got Charlotte. Nicola's gone home. Jake, John and superstar Susie, the super team, thank you. Rose loves these dies. Diette says, love Craig's tutorials. He explains everything so well.
Oh,
There you
bless
go,
you.
Craig.
Thank
Lots of
you.
love for you. Pretty Blue Paper says Karen. Evelyn says hello from beautiful Colorado. Nice again says these cutting dies are a statement of their own. Jessica, love the drop shadow. Oh, there's Lynn. Oh dear, we said that. Heather says love leaving some white, and so does Lorraine. Tim C says it's a brilliant idea with the dots. Nice card, says Deborah. Amazing card, says Tim C. And Lynn Harvey says fab card, Craig. The royal blue Centura pearl is such a lovely colour. And hello, Judy in Jamestown. Wow, that was a bit big, but I wanted to make sure we said hello to everybody. So, yesterday, we had the busiest day since from that show that I've been on since I joined the team. It was all about the launch of the beautiful sunflower collection. Now I believe this is at over 70% gone. Oh, it's 80% gone now. Yeah. So yeah, it is still as popular as ever. So what you're going to get is you're going to get all of these elements, and I'm going to go through them all to show you. And now Craig has very kindly come in today and put together a lovely quick demo to show you how to use these, because it wasn't supposed to be on, but after yesterday, let's go that way.
I didn't need much persuading.
You didn't need much persuading. No, I bet you didn't. Now you're going to get your 12 by 12 paper pad. Isn't this beautiful? It's double-sided. When you look at the images, it's multi-layered. It's got the most amazing colours in there. Yes, you've got your yellows. Yes, you've got your browns, but we've got blues. We've got mauves. We've got sort of peachy colours in there. Some gorgeous colours. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? I mean, imagine these as scrapbook pages if you've been anywhere where there's like sunflowers on the holiday or somewhere hot and sunny. It just is perfect for the weather we have got outside here. And by the sounds of it, a lot of you have got at the moment. So that's your 12 by 12 paper pad. That is 180 GSM, so yeah, it's a lovely weight to be working with. But we're then going to give you the same paper pad in a 6 by 6. So it's the same images, just reduced down. So it's not a corner, it is the whole image, just reduced to a 6 by 6, which is perfect if you're doing a smaller project, because otherwise you just like get. If you were to use that, if you were to just use a corner of the 12 by 12 to get your 6 by 6, you just get half a flower or something like this. So by sneaking it down, and we're saying how you could use these, turn them round. So that one could be a diamond with a sentiment across the middle. You know, so many different ways to use those. That's your 6 by 6 pad. Then in your 8 by 8, we're going to give you the vellums. Now these are being so popular. Now these first three might be additionals you add into your complete collection. Yes, you're going to get one set of each in your complete collection, but they are consumable. And once these are gone, they will be gone, because we'll be on to the next collection. So, you know, you might want to think about adding in some more while we've got them, because they will run out. They will be gone eventually. So that's your vellums. You're then going to get your textured, and it's slightly pearlescent. It's absolutely beautiful. The colours match the paper pad beautifully. You've got two greens, you've got a lilac, you've got this sort of peachy orange, then you've got the yellow, and oh, that's the same green as there. So yes, you've got the green, sorry, it moved around. So you've got the two greens, the lilac, the peach, and the yellow. I think there's two shades. Oh yeah, look, a paler yellow. If I just change that to there, you can see that. Two different yellows. Absolutely gorgeous. So you're getting all that. That's your textured linen. And then you're going to get your flower foam. So you're getting two greens in this, a yellow and a brown. You're getting 3 sheets of each. They're 9 by 12. So that is fast. I think this is $9.99 on its own. Now, when I started making flowers, I was paying £1 a sheet. And you've got 12 sheets here. So there's a good saving on that. I think that's amazing. So those are your consumables. Those are the bits that you could run out of. So think about adding extras in for those. Here's your hardware. Here's the bits that are going to last forever. First of all, you're going to have your sunflower dies. Now these are going to work with your foam, as you've seen there. And I was showing you yesterday how a little bit of heat will really shape them, or you can do them out of your card. Absolutely beautiful. You're getting the flowers, you're getting the centres, you're getting the different foliage. Beautiful Beautiful, beautiful dies. Then you're going to get your multi-layer stamp. Now there are instructions on the pad, on the packet, that are going to tell you how to put this together, what sort of colours to use. Absolutely beautiful. And the stamps are numbered 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Absolutely perfect. Then you're going to get this one. Here is your Sun-Kissed Wishes. So you're going to get all of these stamps. I did a beautiful box yesterday using the half sunflower. Absolutely loved that. So, you know, that's another way to use that. And then you've got your Hello Sunshine. Now, what you've got here is you've got a die, and then you've got the stamps that will make up the complete sentiment. So you've got your Sending Sunshine and Smiles, Sending Sunshine on a Cloudy Day, You Are My Sunshine. Lots of lovely, lovely sentiments that you can use for that. Then we've got our fabulous frame. Now this is so clever. You've got 2 stamps here, 2 of the florals that are linked. That bit, there's stamp medium in the middle there, and then this frame is linked, not where it'll stamp, but that means that you can stamp the flowers in black like we've done here, then you can stamp the frame in another colour, whichever colour, let me tip that there, whichever colour you want. If they had made that as a single stamp, then that would have always meant you'd have had to say had a black frame or whatever. This way you can colour it. The sentiment is separate, so you can put your own sentiment in there. Then you've got your Sunflower Splendor, which is absolutely beautiful. So this is your frame that you can cut into your cardstock, or if you want to use the, there we go, the die on the outside, you can cut it out. And then finally, is your 3D embossing folder and matching stencils. So you emboss it, 3D embossing folder, all the plate combinations are in your instruction book, and then once you get the embossed image, lay these stencils over, and they're going to help you with your colouring, or use the stencils separately. It's entirely up to you. But I absolutely love this. This is a beautiful, beautiful collection. It's vast, but you're going to get it at a 20% saving? Yeah, 20% saving. So you're going to get it today for £94.99 or $122.55. But if you're a Platinum member or this is your first time of ordering, look at that price down there, £75.99 or $98.04 for all of this. That is huge. You're going to be able to make so much with this. Absolutely amazing. And I'm getting to do a craft along with this in July, which I can't wait. Oh, says Craig, you didn't know that, did you?
No, I did not.
I've got that for craft along. I've looked at the schedule and I've seen it.
Just about will love you.
So what are you going to show us with this one?
Well, nothing now.
Nothing now, okay then.
No, let's do it. So I just couldn't wait to get my hands on this collection. Yes, product development team, Leanne and the team, Faye that does the paper pads, absolutely outdone themselves. Our design team absolutely have outdone themselves with the finished samples here. So I'm going to show you a few first before we go on. So I'm going to use the layering stamps because I want to show you something about them, because at first glance, we were talking about it, it might not catch you out, but you might just think, oh, the layering of colour, how am I going to do that? So I'm going to talk you through that just in a moment. But let's show you this box. This was the one that you made as well. One of the things, many of the things I love about this, but one of them specifically that I love to do, and you've kind of followed suit with that one as well here, Corrine, is I love to use my stamps as a background. You know, I'll do it where I'll stamp, create my background, and obviously this is something very similar to what you've done there. Creating the stamps, using the lead as well as the additional embellishments as well. It's such a beautiful, beautiful, fantastic, incredible collection. Cards, boxes, home decor, scrapbook pages. Every sort of craft you want to cover, you will be able to use this collection. So you've got your 3D embossing
folders. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that colouring on that one is beautiful.
Absolutely fab. This is actually done by Lily. Lily's done this one.
Beautiful,
the depth that you've got. And what I would say is, by looking at it as well, what Lily has done is followed the embossed detail.
Yeah.
Because it's 3D, it's different depths of layers, so all that she'll have done is followed the detail and been able to get that effect there. But when you've got your flower form and foam, and I was having a look at this a moment ago just while you were going over the collection, I want to say, so Wendy's done this one, these actually haven't been heated.
No.
I want to say that they've purely and simply been cut and assembled, and I think that just makes it look really, really fab. I think that's such a good way to do it. But whether you want to then create your concepts, I can tell you right now that between myself and the rest of the team, you're going to see sunflower embellishments popped onto many of our cards over the coming weeks and months. So if you don't want to be the one that's left out when you see a card made using, I don't know, create a card and you've got the sunflower embellishment on it, get your hands on this collection today for sure. But then what we've got here is, again, the embossing folder, but then just cherry-picked little
That was
section.
one I didn't quite finish doing during the shows, that one. So that was heat embossing through the stencil.
Incredible.
Put the opaque inks on through the stencils and then heat emboss it.
It's such a good way to use them, because not always do the detail of the embossing folder have to be that full edge-to-edge focal point. This one has been added with a little bit of heat to create that curvature, and then going in again with many more different theatre style diorama cards, concept cards. This one is using that great big create a card die, but just being cherry picked with little bits just being chopped away.
That was my card of the day show.
Was it? Ah, it's really fab.
That's my card of the day show.
Absolutely fab.
So you'll see that at the end of the week, that one again.
Do you know what's lovely about this collection as well that I find? We're not, yes, we are going into the C word very, very shortly. Christmas, just in case, don't worry. Charlotte there, Charlotte, yeah, not that one again. With this one here, so yes, we're thinking about Christmas. We're not quite ready for the autumn and the winter cards. We still want to do summery cards, but we want to have that autumny colours.
Yeah.
This is absolutely going to nail it. You're still going to get that hit of summer, but you've got that more autumnal.
That one was picking out the blue in it. That's what I loved about that, was picking out the blue in the papers with the bow and the matte layer for the sentiment.
So all of these, you can absolutely do that. I'm going to dive straight in. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you these three because I'm going to use the layering stamp. So I want to give you a few inspirations before we dive in. So, you know, you can be doing them very, very simplistic, straightforward. Bring in your nesting dies if you so wish, or this one that I love as well that Siam has done.
I love how she's used those backing papers.
Smart, isn't it?
Yeah.
Really, really smart. And no organisational layout to them, as you can see here. It's different bits of pattern paper, so it's whatever's left over you can be doing this with. So that is what I'm going to be using just here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my white multi-purpose cardstock, and I am going to use the colour suggestion that you get within the packet. It would help if I got my packet out. I actually thought I had it out earlier on. I've obviously put it away. So this gives you a helping aid if you want. You can change the colours if you want to as well. So what we've got is we've got 1, 2, 3 and 4, and then you've got your little sentiment down here if you want to use it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to not completely pop my discs on just yet, because what I want to do is I want to, let's go in for number 1 first of all. And because this is our layering stamps, I want to layer these on to one of my grids here. So I'm going to bring in my Stampin' Mix. Contrast will show it off better. So roughly, I'm going to choose, let's choose this one here. So where we've got that 90-degree angle, what I'm going to do is I'm going to line that up into my chosen 90-degree corner. And then what I'm going to do is either using a pen or a bit of low-tack tape or something, I'm going to mark it just so that I remember what corner I've used. So if I put a bit of white underneath there, so I've got my little pen mark there, so I know that's the same one I'm going to use every time. And then I'm going to come in here, and the reason I've not really adhered it with my magnetic discs is I want to move this because my stamped impression, I kind of want it to be centre. So kind of happy, I've got space, but my sentiment, it's kind of even side by side. Perfect, happy with that. So my cardstock's not going to move at all. So if I was to go by the packaging, on here it'll tell you Spring Meadow, Pine Tree, Lemon Tonic, Honey Pot and Seal Brown, and then it tells you 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. This is the bit I wanted to step you through because this is what, again, I don't want to say caught me out in a negative way.
It did catch me out yesterday.
Yeah.
It caught me out a little bit when I was stamping yesterday, I will admit. So, yeah, if you can get a better impression than I did yesterday, it'd be brilliant for everyone to see.
Let's go for it. So what it was step number 1 tells you to use the Spring Meadow. Now that gives you that full colour backdrop of layer 1 Spring Meadow.
It's basically the whole backdrop,
isn't it? It's the whole backdrop that's going to be green. Now when you come down to step 3 and 4 with the yellow, so if you start to layer that on top, what you're actually going to get is a little bit more of a mucky colour because you're trying to layer yellow on top of green, which of course isn't going to work if you want a real vibrant yellow. So what I would suggest and what I done in the end is didn't change the steps, kept them exactly the same, but what I've done, step number 1, where it says to use the Spring Meadow, what I'm doing is all that I've done is ink the leaves. So all this bit here, you would think to ink it up with the green, but of course, if I come and lay the yellow on top of that shortly, this is what's going to give me that little muddy colour. So all that I'm doing, using my Spring Meadow, is inking up the leaves.
You could actually go in with a dauber if you wanted.
You could.
If you were a bit unsure.
Absolutely, you could do. No problem whatsoever. So I'm going to go in there. That's given me layer number 1. The rest of my layers are as the steps show. So what I'm going to do is I'm now going to go into layer number 2. And because I've put my little pen mark into that position, I know that's in the exact place I need it to go. Now, if I was to go with this, it does say the next one is Pine Tree. I'm using Grasshopper, 6.5 dozen.
Right.
It's still a darker green, which is
But
great.
you've used quick dry inks every time.
Yeah, so that we get, one, that instant quick dry, but then I get more, or I feel anyway, more of a smoother impression than your water reactive, because obviously they're there to serve a purpose to create blending and bleaching effects, whereas I want that real smooth effect when it comes to your quick dry. So I'm going in, I like to do what Leanne does, and that is give a couple impressions of ink. So because my card's not moved, my stamp's not moved, it's going to go right into the same place. And this is where I'm starting to
really
create
picked
that
it up,
shadow.
hasn't it? Yeah.
Really, really has picked it up. So now what I can do is go into number 3, which is Lemon Tonic. So if I refer back to, if this was all green, we're now going to be layering yellow on top of green, which isn't really going to work. I did speak to Hilary through product development, and as she said, which is quite rightly, and I did think of it, by creating that base to start with, it gives you more colour options, it gives you more versatility, and for me, it's really simple just to ink the edges instead of the whole lot. So now, back up into that 90-degree corner. So I'm going to go in with my Lemon Tonic. So we're going to have a look at this section here, and we're going to press. And this is where our sunflower starts to come in to fusion. So I'm going to go in, and I'm going to give a couple of impressions. I might go for a third one. We're going to go in with one more. 1 would be fine, 2 would be fine. It's just, this is something that I followed on from what Leanne does, and that is just to make it even more stand out of colour. I'm going in a number of times, so you can really see that coming to life now. So we're going to repeat that next step, so let's take that one off, and then we can go into layer number 4. So once again, that 90-degree corner, we're going to match that up to where I've got my pen mark. So we're now going to go into Honey Pot, which is a slightly deeper yellow, more of an orangey. We're coming in, and this I definitely will do a few times, so we can just see that shadow coming.
Because you've done the yellow so intense, you're going to have to go with...
Going to have to, yeah. And you know that, and I knew that was on purpose. So you're not doing anything wrong. You've not added not enough ink or not enough pressure. It's because I've gone in with a multi-layer of that Lemon Tonic. So see how that's coming to life. Let's do one more when it comes to the Lemon Tonic. And this again, this whole collection, incredible. So many elements to this collection I adore, but this layering stamp, I just think it's fab. It's absolutely fab. Let's put that one there. Let's come in with the last layer. And this one is the center of our sunflowers. So let's pop that into that 90-degree corner. And then I'm going to go, I've actually got seal brown as it suggests, but what I'm going to do is let's go, just looking to see if I had one of the lighter browns. Let's go in with seal brown again. That's that one. That's seal brown again. Let's just go with seal brown. Let's go in. Didn't want it too strong.
So maybe only one layer with this?
Yeah, exactly. Whereas I would maybe use a Fryer brown, but what I'm going to do, very, very lightly. And very lightly, because by doing it lightly, I've purposely not put a lot of pressure. So this highlight is intended. See just how more natural and effective it is.
That's a much better one that I showed yesterday. You've clearly used a lot more of these layering stamps than I have. That shows it absolutely beautifully.
I think
questions about these. Lynn Miles says, I only have water reactive inks. How would you suggest I use them to stop the bleeding? Would it be letting them dry between layers? Yeah,
what I would highly suggest, because you can do this with water reactive, you won't get necessarily a real clean, smooth impression, but yeah, do exactly as what you just said there, Corinne, and that is stamp layer 1, give it a few minutes to dry, maybe a little bit of a waft of a heat tool if you want to, but I would leave it, unlike quick dry where I'm going step after step after step. If you're doing water reactive, just let it dry just for a little while and then go in with your next layer and your next layer. So you can do it with your water reactive.
Stacey says, could you use the water reactive ink pads and do a watercolour look by spritzing water before you stamp down? Would that work with these stamps?
So I know what technique you're on because I absolutely love that technique. You could do, the thing is with that technique that I love to do, that it really comes into force by if it's a full stamped impression. Yes, you could do, but what you're going to have to do is kind of what we talked about a moment ago, because it's going to be on watercolour card. You're going to have to spritz, stamp, let that bleed out. You're going to have to let it dry, either air dry or heat set it. Then you're going to have to do. So the key thing is, absolutely you can do it. It will take a bit of time because you're going to have to let it dry into each step. Yeah. But yes, you can do. Just watch that. Once you've done layer 1 and it's dry, remember you're going to spritz on top of that. Once that's done, you're going to spritz on top, so you're going to keep adding. And you're going to actually
reactivate some of the bottom layers, aren't you?
Yeah.
So yes, you could end up with a little bit muddy.
But that's the word I was just a way to say, absolutely. So yes, you can do it. It's always better that effect if it is a full impression. Do you know what? It's a bit of card, it's a bit of ink. Try it. Give it a shot and try it. Your stamps, clean your stamps and start again another day. So yeah, absolutely perfect. We've got some wows. These are beautiful. That looks great, absolutely gorgeous. Leonie says, I'm excited. Oh, she's excited for the Creator card die and paper piecing. And she also says, you know, this is the only collection that I have bought right away and splurged for the extra 12 by 12 pad. I'm not surprised. Yes, I'm not surprised these. Michelle says, are the stamps numbered? I can answer that. They're not numbered on the stamps, because if they were numbered on the stamps and you got ink on them, it would mark on your paper. The numbering is actually on the plastic. So Craig can show you there, the packaging, look, 1, and the image is on there, so they just line up perfectly. So if I was to take that off, as you said there, the image is still on there for you to see with the number 1, and then all you're going to do is pop your stamp back underneath. So yeah, there you go. Yep, Natty says, thank you for explaining it so well and why you are doing it this way. You're more than welcome. Leonie says, what is the difference between water reactive inks and opaque inks when they are dry? An opaque ink will look a lot more opaque. I wonder if you meant water reactive inks and quick dry inks, because it's quick dry inks come out quite crisp. They give quite a crisp finish. They do, don't they? That looks absolutely beautiful. Have you done 2 different colours on that? Was I talking through that on the sentiment? No, that's just grasshopper. Grasshopper? Yeah. My eyes. Just grasshopper. I thought it had some yellow at the top, but that's just my eyes. Yeah, you could do a little bit. Blending in if you want to. But I'm just taking that
That
ink
is
off.
absolutely gorgeous. Natty says, thanks, Craig, for explaining it so well and why you're doing it that way you did. So that is brilliant.
You're more than welcome. Because sometimes it can be, you know, we can be here and we get to do what we do. But even at home, if you've been crafting a couple of weeks or 20 odd years, you can be like, why are you doing it that way? Is it something different? Is it something new? Ask away. Ask away. We'll always tell you why we do it. Some of the linen card. Now, what I would tell you, and I know you're going to have black card stock at home. I know you get some of your deeper shade within your card pack. Craft card and black card are absolutely going to complement this full collection here. So I created my own little 5x7 card. So it's a top fold card. So it opens from the top. And all that I am going to do, I've done my layered stamps. I've stamped my sentiment. I'm not doing anything else to it. I'm keeping it in its simple form. We're going to then layer this on to my peachy linen
it's a lovely
cardstock.
peach colour, isn't it?
It is. It's a beautiful, beautiful colour. And then we can take this one off, and I'm going to add this to my black. So we're going to take it in. And you know what, I was thinking earlier on, and this isn't a question, this isn't something that I've seen on social media, but I thought it's probably worthwhile just pointing out. You know, within these collections, certainly myself and a few others, we tend to use blacks. Now, the reason that we don't put blacks in our card packs is because we have our packs of black matte card stock that so many of you have at home. So what the team choose to do is put different colours in instead of your standard whites and your blacks that we've got. So this is
we sell bundles of whites and blacks, don't we?
Exactly, yeah. So it's nothing to take that little bit extra black card from my own stash. Thank you so much. Keeping it very, very simple. But if you get this home, I don't want you to get home and do exactly what I did, because it happened to me and gone, layer up with layer one with the green, yellow on top of the green.
I did that yesterday, mine just didn't come out as well. No.
There's nothing wrong with it, it's not a mistake or that, it's there to give you more options, but then to avoid that factor, just ink layer number one round the sides with the leaves and the foliage, and then do every layer as
perfect,
as
absolutely
normal.
perfect. Can I just ask you a quickie question? Right, so Claire says when she bought the sunflower collection yesterday, however, we did have a coordinating ink bundle on, but it was opaque inks. She said, I suppose I just need to wait for them to dry before moving to the next image.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's true. But I'm thinking I know why. The opaque ink, sorry, I've answered it. I'm trying to not answer it.
Honestly, go for it.
The opaque inks will work. The collection is so vast.
Yeah.
You can use different inks throughout the collection. So quick dry is perfect for that.
Yeah.
The embossing folder, the opaque inks are perfect for that, as is the fabulous frame. The opaque inks are going to be the absolute perfect ones for those. So unless we'd have put on 2 stamp bundles to cover all scenarios, but you've bought the opaque inks, so yes, as you're going to say, yes, you could use them, couldn't you?
You could, absolutely, yeah.
Opaque inks do take a bit of time to dry, but yes, but that's why we put the opaques in, so that you could do that card that you were showing a few minutes ago where I inked through the stencil with the opaque ink through there. It was one with the craft card, that's the one. That used the opaque inks that Craig has got there to ink through those and then heat emboss it. Yeah. So it was right to include the opaque inks, but it was just for different techniques. Exactly. So yes, so that's perfect. So many people are really excited. Jean is, I am really eager when I receive my collection to try this. Jane said, this is a stunner of a collection. Think it might just be my favourite. I do have a penchant for sunflowers. Joe says, I'm glad I saw Craig just use green on the leaf, so I'll know what to do when mine comes. Lynn says, wonderful card. I saw another quickie one. I can't even... Oh yeah, Emma said, I bought the sunflowers set to go with my autumn blessing set. Oh, says Craig.
So nice.
Will that go good, will it?
That will go so good. Well, I'll also go with it, if you've got any bits and pieces left over from your Matastic Hunky Dory sunflower collection, we had a couple of years ago, it's popped up in a few cartloads, start to bring them together. Use what you've got left over from Hunky Dory, your toppers, your backgrounds, in with this collection as well. It's going to work really well. But yeah, that Autumn Blessings collection, match made in heaven.
It certainly is. Right, very quickly go through this to show you what you get. So for $94.99 or $122.55, or the Club Inspire price here, the platinum price of $75.99 or $98.04, you're going to get all of this. It's amazing. You're going to get your 12 sheets of your flower forming foam in those 4 colours, the 2 greens, the yellow and the brown. You're going to get your linen effect card. You're going to get the 2 greens in there. You're going to get the mauve. You're going to get the peach that you just saw Craig use, the bright, deeper yellow and then the brighter yellow. You're going to get all of those as well. In the 8x8 in the vellum, you're going to get all of these. These are replicating the papers. Now I did see a question asking us how to stick vellum. This was asked in this earlier show and Craig said we try to hide our adhesive as much as possible under whatever elements we're using. Maybe it's a frame, maybe it's an embellishment. So yeah, if you ask that question, try and hide your adhesive. It's the best way. You're also going to get your 12 by 12 paper pad. These are double-sided as you would expect. They are multi-layered images, so they are absolutely gorgeous. They're bringing in some really perfect colours. You've got your mauves, you've got your blues. Look at that. The intensity of the colours are beautiful. You might want to fussy cut some of these images out. You might want to die cut them out. You're just going to use a corner. You're going to use it all. These are perfect. You're going to love, love, love these. Think about multiple paper pads because these are going to be the first thing to go. The exact same images are then available in a 6x6 paper pad, so that is there as well. And then you've got your, so those are your consumable bits. Those are the bits that are going to run out with time and use. You're also going to have your stamp and die. So this is your sunshine die, so Hello Sunshine. It's the gorgeous die and all the stamps that go with that. So that is perfect. You're going to have your Sunflower Splendor, which is a beautiful, beautiful die, cut in, cut out. It's a perfect creator card. And as somebody said, brilliant for paper piecing. So get your paper piece release sheets. You've got your striking sunflowers, which are so gorgeous. Use them on the foam, use them on the card. It's entirely up to you. This is that absolutely amazing die set, stamp set even, that Craig's just used, the Sunflower Bouquet. So pretty. It's a layering stamp and it'll all work together. You've then got your Sun-Kissed Wishes, and that was the half stamp that you saw on that box. Beautiful, some gorgeous sentiments. Rise above the storm and you will find the sunshine. How perfect. Then we've got our fabulous frame. So this is a multi-layered stamp and stamp sentiment that will then create this frame. And again, you could maybe use your opaque inks on this one. And then, as we mentioned, you've got your 3D embossing folder and 2 matching stencils. That is vast. That is huge. It is a massive collection, but 80% of this collection has already gone, and we actually only launched this officially at 2 p.m. yesterday afternoon. So we're what? 17 hours into that, not 24 and 5, 29 hours into that one. I couldn't have lost that one. 29 hours into that release, and it is 80% gone. So we're going to have a very, very quick little pause. We're going to wheel Sharon in the corner, and we're going to have a look at these beautiful well, that's a counter, not Sharon. That's Sharon's counter. Sharon's still standing, just. Might not be this time tomorrow, but she is at the moment. And then we will have a look at the Dawn Bibby creations, all things Oriental. So I hope you can join us. We'll be back in 2 or 3 minutes, and we'll have a look at the Dawn Bibby creations.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the crafters' companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% of your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every pound, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
Quick Buy, all your crafty must-haves in a flash.
Achieve crisp, precise, and perfect die cutting results every time with the Gemini Accessories Plastic Shim. The idea behind the plastic shim is that it creates a thicker plate combination, offering an even more precise die cutting result with each pass. Simply pop a plastic shim between your cutting plates and then roll through your Gemini die cutting machine and voila! An amazing precise cut every time. Plastic shims work really well with detailed or thin metal dies. So if intricate cutting is your thing, then the Gemini Accessories Plastic Shim is your best friend.
Quick Buy, get yours now. Quick Buy, all your crafty must-haves in a flash. Put away your tape measure and fabric scissors. The Threader's fabric cutter offers accuracy and precision with every cut. This handy tool slices through fabric in a guillotine style. Its ergonomic design features a comfortable and protective handle, so it's safe and easy to use whether you're right or left-handed. Its 45mm rotary blade will cut up to 6 layers of fabric at a time, so your sewing, quilting, and upholstery project times are cut down to size. It's equipped with a measuring guide in metric and imperial for a perfectly accurate cut every time. The built-in grid ruler has 30-degree, 45-degree, and 60-degree angle lines, so you can cut fabric on any angle, including the bias. Quick Buy, all your crafty must-haves in a flash.
We've had to make some changes to our shipping charges and we want to keep you informed. With continued pressure on domestic shipments around mainland US, we've had to temporarily increase the cost of our regular 6 to 10 working day standard shipping service from $9.99 to $12.95 and our free shipping threshold from $100 to $125. We also have some really great news to tell you. We've introduced a brand new shipping service called Express Delivery. This is a fully tracked door-to-door service which takes 3 to 7 working days and costs $19.95. This option means you'll get your crafty goodies in your hands sooner, meaning less waiting and more crafting. We're also upgrading delivery services for our Gold and Platinum Club Inspire members who will now receive priority delivery on all of their orders. And if that wasn't enough, we've upgraded these orders to our new Express 3 to 7 day service. Your patience and understanding throughout this very busy time has been amazing. So we'd just like to say a huge thank you and we look forward to chatting to you again very soon.
Right, well, it's all changed for the next hour. We're all going to have a look at all things Dawn Bibby creation. So this is her Oriental collection. Now, this is a collection that you might have seen before. It's not the first time it's been. Has it been to here before?
It's not been here before.
Not been here
no,
before,
first time here.
But it has been on other channels in the crafty world, and it always sells out. So we are really, really lucky to have this here today. But 2 shows in and we're 60% gone. So if we're lucky, this might just eke it out for the next hour, but you're going to have to be quick. Sharon is here tomorrow, but I think we can purposely say this one won't be.
I don't think so.
You know how when something's good, they on the second day they go, oh, could you do a demo with that?
Yeah.
I think with our overnight tick over,
yes,
this will be gone.
Yeah.
Because this is at 60%. So yeah, she didn't send it out quick enough for us to be able to go home at 6 o'clock.
Sorry.
But nearly. There we go. Right, so what you're going to get, this is the first collection. Both collections work together absolutely perfectly. They're interchangeable. They work so well. But for this collection, you're going to get 7 die sets. I don't know how many dies you're going to get. It's a lot.
A lot.
It's a lot.
We will say a lot.
I'm going to say it's going to be sort of 70 or 80 dies because most sets have got 10 or 11 dies in there. So you are going to start with the Cherry Blossom, which is beautiful. Look at that. And again, you've got some of those multi die cut dies in here, where you're going to get more than one flower cut out when you pop them through. So instead of having all those little tiddly dies that all need to be individually taped down and put on, you're going to get those quicker cut dies on there. Beautiful dies. And if you've seen the demos, you'll have seen how gorgeous it has been to sort of just to add dimension and shape. You need your embellishments. We always talk about the embellishments. They're the ones that you've just done the card and you just add that extra little bit. Maybe you're going to die cut this and then put some mats and layers on to create those beautiful embellishments. Then we have got, this one is really clever. This is our geisha edger, and we'll show you some samples in a minute, but absolutely you can just, if I took it, there you go, if I go that way there, you can see her face, so you can actually see it a little bit better. There's her dress, there's her parasol at the background. She's got gorgeous lilies at her feet.
If you just flip it round, Corrine, there's a picture on the back as well.
Okay, why don't I just do that? Should we just do that? Should we have a look?
do that?
Well, yeah, this is only the third hour. This is the third hour. Okay, right, we're going to carry on. I'm going to show you that side first because it shows you the size, okay? So I am right. So this is a cherry blossom edger. So now you can see how big it is.
Exactly.
And then we can turn around.
So you did
and
that
then
on
you
purpose.
Can sit, yeah. No, I want everyone to see
That was
the
a plan.
value.
That was a plan, Corrine.
Yeah. And look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Look at the detail. Absolutely beautiful. Then you're going to get your koi carp, which is gorgeous, and you're going to get the edger die that comes around there. Let's have a quick look. There you go. So you can see how, if you paper piece it up or put another layer underneath, how it really, really pops. Then you're going to get your crane. I nearly called it stalk. That's because I'm saying stalk and asking me the question. Gorgeous. Again, you're going to get the outside die on that, and then all the embellishments, so you can see how that's going to look when you layer them up.
I think you could pass as a heron as well, you know, actually.
I think you could, yeah, quite easily. Yes, beautiful. And then finally, at the dies, you're going to get this one, which is the pagoda. I don't need to turn that around. You can see that one. That is absolutely beautiful. I think that's one of my favourite. I think it's that sample that did it for me, where it was cut in black and grey.
Yeah.
We'll have a look at that in a minute. And then you're going to get your paper pack. So you're going to get 24 sheets, 8 designs, 3 of each. I'm not turning my back on you. I can only flip one way. I can't only do paper.
You're not like Keith,
way.
where he does like a magic trick
Oh,
with his paper, doesn't he?
No, I'm not like Keith at all, honest, I promise. And then we have got our foiled images and our non-foiled images. So 8 of each, 3 of which are foiled, and those will all be repeated 3 times. Absolutely perfect. So you're getting all 24 sheets of those. So that card is so pretty, isn't it?
It is really pretty. And I've just noticed on the screen, Corrine, your maths was almost spot on. Look, 68 dies.
Oh, it says there.
Yeah,
there
you
go.
said 70, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, not bad. So this one's got the edger die just popped behind the lanterns and the flowers there. So that looks really, really lovely. And you'll see going through these, but we've used a variety of colours to create these. So here you've got the geisha edger die and the cherry blossom edger die there, so working in tandem,
And that would
which
be
is
the
beautiful.
embellishments to get the
Yes,
lantern?
to get the lantern, yep. So everything will mix and match.
Oh,
I think
and
there's
the
a fan
fan,
on
yes,
here
I
too.
saw that, yes.
And that's been like folded, so it's realistic, like an actual
3D,
fan,
yeah.
which is a really, really good idea. This one, again, the cherry blossom edger actually cut into the card there, so that looks really pretty. And you noticed on this one, Corrine, that it's not strictly Oriental, this one, is it?
No.
You know, we're going into the florals
Yes.
and the vintage kind of lace with that one too. So that's really pretty. And I'm sure as you go through these samples, you'll think of people that you could make a card
Yes.
for. You know, if maybe somebody keeps koi carp, you'll be thinking, oh, that could be for Uncle, you know, whoever.
Or somebody that's
Or-
lived out in the
Yes,
Orient at
yeah.
some point, you know.
Yeah,
I know
or
a
would
few
like
people,
to, somebody who would like to.
Yeah, somebody who, you know, loves holidaying there, but, you know,
Yeah.
I know people that have lived out there, so maybe you would send it to that.
Yeah.
Now that one, this one does it for me. I just
You
think
like this one,
is
didn't you?
Beautiful.
So these black temples, Corrine actually thought that this was a different die when we looked at it earlier, but it's just the top of this one cut down,
Yeah.
and with the bonsai trees, then it creates that perspective, doesn't it?
It
So a
does.
nice sky scene there. So, you know, that would look nice on your wall. wall,
It
on
would.
the
I
wall,
think
wouldn't it?
that's
As a canvas, you know.
That's a home decor piece. quite
Absolutely,
easily,
absolutely.
isn't it?
And that's the great versatility of these. They do lend themselves to home decor as well. Got the little tassel on there. We've all got these in our crafty stash with the parasols there too. I love this one. Really, really pretty there.
It's
with
so
the
pretty,
lanterns.
isn't it?
And you can really build these flowers up on the branches too with the cherry blossom.
I love how you get the little centres as well. Really
Yes,
makes it.
yeah.
Think of the papers, mulberry paper, you know, a natural
Yes,
paper.
yeah.
They're going to look so pretty in there.
Really lovely. And then moving on to blues with some background papers in there. Have I got that one the right way up?
Yeah.
Yep, I got that way. Again with the tassels on, and these were the little lanterns
Yeah,
that
the
came
one that
from
was
like the
almost like
embellishment
bunting,
set.
wasn't
Yes, yeah. So that's a good little accent to pop on there as well. And the Chinese script as well.
Yes,
that looks good
I
on
saw
there.
that one.
Can't
that
remember
was
which one that
in
was from.
With there's one in the koi carp
Yep.
and one in the crane.
Yes, because I think, correct me
Yeah.
if I'm wrong, I think it's air and water.
Okay.
So
I don't read Chinese.
I don't either.
We're going to take that. So that
Yeah.
one's water,
And that one's air. Yeah,
There we go.
we'll go with that.
Learn something. You see, every day's a school day.
Exactly, exactly. There's our crane there. Again, those flowers just look so stunning built up. And this is the background, one of the background papers
Yeah.
as well from the paper pack. Again, another one using the paper pack. These little coins are really useful accents as well. I used those on the demo this morning. Here are the koi carp. So as you were saying, you've got the background dye, like the matte, and then cut the fish in a different colour so you get that two-tone effect on there. And then we do have coordinating stencils on the show as well. So that's the Lily Pond one that's
There's
been embossed
not many of
in
those
there.
left. If you want the stencils, you need to get onto the website and have a look. They are selling out fast.
And then they will go into your mixed media as well.
Beautiful.
I'll try, Ellie, not to put this in my bag on the way home. I think that would look lovely in my hallway. So what Ellie does is to create this, she will die cut this several times and then stick it up on top of each other. So it creates almost like a chipboard kind of element. And again, the stencils in the background, using your gilding waxes on those too, just looks so pretty, doesn't it?
So pretty, isn't it? Yeah, it really is.
Okay, so that's the
So,
Oriental.
that's our
That's like
Oriental.
the first part of the
so
story.
that's the Oriental. And as we
Yep.
said, if you want that one, 60% has gone, and you can get that today for $83.99 or $128.34, unless you're a Platinum member, and then it's $67.19 or $102.67. So brilliant prices either way. But we have a new collection. A much newer collection. This is the Road to Siam.
So this is part 2 of the story.
Yeah, part 2.
So we've been round to Japan and now we're heading down to the road to Thailand.
Perfect. Actually, that's how it works. Yeah, this is why we have Sharon here to tell us that story. Now, this is a 5-die set, but it actually has 2 embossing folders in. So instead of the 7 dies, we've swapped it round to dies and embossing folders. Now, these are amazing. Look at this. Look at the tiger edger. Isn't he beautiful? Just jumping out of the card. Absolutely gorgeous. Now, if you were saying earlier, if you want to, he would be really, really easy to release from that edger just by snipping into that if you just want the tiger on his own. We then have the Buddha, not butter, as somebody thought I was saying earlier, the Buddha. And then you can see all of that embossing that's come out. There we go, you can see that on her face. Absolutely gorgeous. Then we have, oh, look at that, the dragon. Isn't he gorgeous? I'm just thinking reds and blacks.
Yes.
You just want to do him in reds and blacks.
Or even green.
Yes.
You know, with a castle and
yes.
that kind of thing for boys' cards, I think would look good.
Then you've got the temple. Isn't that perfect? And this was the one that got card of the show on our very first show, along with the little path, the pots, the trees, and even more flowers. Beautiful there, so absolutely gorgeous. And then the final die set you've got is the Orchid, and Sharon showed us so cleverly how to make these up this morning, so you can watch that back if you want to and see how to put the orchids together. They're really, really simple. Now, as I said, as well as the 5 die sets, you're going to get 2 embossing they're actually called embossing stencils, not just stencils, because they're slightly thicker than your regular stencil. You can see them on there, but I'm going to do the same and turn them over so you can actually see the designs. So you've got the orchid, orchid, and the tile, the decorative tile. So just use parts of them. If you watched the demo in the last show, Sharon only ever used a fraction of one of the stencils, really didn't use very much of it at all, and you get some amazing results. But they're called embossing stencils because what you can do is you can put them onto your rubber mat, run them through your die cutting machine with a piece of cardstock of your choice, and they will emboss those images on. Then you could ink through the bit that's raised,
yes, you certainly
before
can.
you take the stencil off. Lots of ways to use those.
You can use stencil paste through those as well, spritz through them,
Would you put
ink through
stencil
them.
paste after you have embossed it?
You can do to really raise it, absolutely.
Oh,
you can
wow.
do that.
Then you've got the second paper pad. Look at this. Isn't this beautiful? Again, it's 24 sheets, and again, it is the 260 GSM. That's a really strong weight. Look at that when we were looking at that one earlier. It's beautiful.
We used that earlier in the demo, But the foiling is exquisite on these two.
3 of the designs are foiled. 5 of the designs are non-foiled, and you're going to get 3 repeats of each of them. I mean, I look at that one and I just love how the inking on that is so varied. Can you see? You know what I mean? It's much darker on this side, and then it seems to pale off on this side. So, you know, you get that completely different look. They're really
This
pretty
one
papers.
reminds me of, you know, when you go to a stately home and they've got old wallpaper and it's a little bit faded in the sun in the corners. That reminds me of wallpaper.
If you use this with another die collection, it doesn't have to be Oriental at all,
absolutely not.
You can really come away from again, that one probably you could easily step away.
I think the majority of them you could actually.
Yeah, there's a couple of them that sort of, you know, Art Deco styles.
Yes,
you know, you're going to be able to
definitely.
really find these useful papers.
Absolutely.
So we've got a couple of
We
samples.
have. So this was using one of the background papers with the dragon there in the blue, mixing in the fan. So these two collections will go hand in hand together to make a variety of different cards. So more traditional there, drop shadowed, the dragon there on black and gold. We have the Buddha. I'm going to use this in the first demo. This is the orchid stencil in the background there, and just adding some little flowers around there. So different look there. Again with the Buddha. This is the stencil that's been embossed and then gilding wax over the top to give a very luxurious look there. And these are little symbols that we looked
how much
at.
those papers would cost if you had to buy them.
Oh my gosh,
embossed and
absolutely.
Gilded.
Definitely.
They'd be so expensive.
Just in gold. So just different different types of cardstock just in one colourway. Looks stunning. Again, the Buddha there. So this one you liked because it looked totally different. So all in gold, but then pop in black behind it. And this is actually from the tiger.
Yes.
So we've got rid of the tiger, he's run away, and we've used the foliage because we like, you know, we're thrifty us crafters, we like to keep things.
I love that background.
So yes,
that background is so
that's
clever.
the orchid stencil as well.
The greying, how often would you think about using a greying?
Absolutely, it's just very subtle, but it just works. And then these just pop as well, don't they? So here we go. There's the tiger. Look, he was used somewhere. So again on mixed media, cutting your flowers in black. And then using the gilding wax again, gives that real metallic finish. Really lovely.
Some of these, I don't think people are actually going to be able to see the full benefit on the screen.
No.
You actually got to sort of get them up and look
it's
close.
like you want people to touch it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I love this one because both sides have been...
That's the orchid stencil again, so that is the stencil paste, and then glitter added on top as well.
Wow.
So that is just stunning. So these will go into your home decor as well. This one again, I think this is Ellie's, done a tag here. So stenciled, used lots of colour. Isn't that beautiful?
Yes.
Just catching the sheen there. Again, the Buddha with the orchids down the side and the background paper. You're just going to have so much fun with these. Just choosing it in silver for a change. In gold again, very opulent with the glitter card behind there. This is the stencil again in the background, embossed, and then the gilding wax over the top. Love
Oh,
this
wow.
one.
Yes.
So you don't have to use the die in its entirety, you know, just have it going off to the side of the page. Again, a kind of sunset there with the orchids. This one again, different colourways, but just using part of the die. This one's clever because you've got the Siam temple and then you've got the smaller pagodas in the background. So again, it gives that sense of depth on
It does,
there.
doesn't
And
it?
you've got your little trees and things around the outside, and one there with the Buddha. And again, so it's mixing and matching the two collections together. They just work hand in hand so well.
Aren't they gorgeous?
Shall we just show some
Oh,
of the
well, we'll just
3D as
quickly
well,
show you
because
these.
I absolutely love this. Just a regular picture frame from the high
Yep.
street, and Ellie has totally transformed
certainly
that.
has.
And I love how she's done the orchids with that real vivid pink
Yeah.
in the middle. So again, nice piece of home decor for somebody. This one is still here. We have been guarding it, Julie.
Yeah.
Because, do you want to just take that, Corrine, and then I'll take
Nicola's
this one
gone
over
home,
here?
so you're safe with
Yes.
this one. Nicola's gone home. She wanted this. Look at this. They look to me like metal, but they're not. They're
They
just
do.
regular cardstock. I think it's black cardstock with multi-layers of gilding waxes over the top. I hope you can see those in there. They really are
There we go, that-
beautiful.
Again, it's one that we want people to be able
Yes,
to touch
yeah.
because
But
it's so beautiful.
Then you've embossed with the paste through the outside, added the dragon, added the tiger, and not forgetting to also make sure you decorate the side panels as well. Looks so, so beautiful. That one is a work of art, but really it's one of those that you need to see up close.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
So these
Really
are
lovely.
brilliant. So if you do like the Road to Siam complete collection, then you're going to be able to pick that up today for £79.13 or $114.74. Have you got a couple of demos
I
to
have,
do with
I
this?
have.
Right, we'll
I'll
have a
pop
look.
over
I'll
and
see
I'll
if I
see
can
you in a
get
minute.
my iPad to turn back on because the battery is getting very... no, it's all right. It's just gone to sleep because we haven't looked at it a while. Right, so where are we up to? Lorraine says, hi Sharon. Claire Dudley said, hi Sharon, fabulous Oriental collection. Oh, Lorraine also says, Dawn's dies cut beautifully. Get some while you can, because who knows when they'll be here. Evelyn says, wow, look at that paper, how beautiful. Deborah Bornham, Alan says, beautiful collection, love the dies and paper. Jane Wilson, awesome samples. Rhonda, says, these would go so well with the chinoiserie collection. Now, I don't know that, and it tripped me up on Play Your Crafts Right on Saturday, because I didn't know what all those jumbled up letters were when we did the anagrams, but apparently it's an Asian collection. So yes, so maybe you're going to have this to go with your chinoiserie collection. Absolutely stunning sample, says Mary. Alexia says, wow, so pretty, this is new for me. Well, this is why we now bring these third parties up to you so that you can see something else a little bit different. Claire Dutton says, don't know which collection I like more. You know what that means then, don't you, Claire? I'm not going to word it, but you know what that means. Those stencils are good quality. I love them, says Lorraine. And Shannon H says, the paper is too pretty. I would only stare at that paper. I would never use it. Use it. You bought it to use it. If it really is a problem, buy a second pad, because
One
we
to
have
use,
them
one to
individually.
stroke.
One to use, one to stroke. But you've got 3 of each. Maybe put 1 of each away one side, and then you've got 2 of each to use. So you've still got 16 papers to use from each collection. But yeah, it's up to you. So Sharon, would you like to show us what you're going to do?
Yeah, so I'm going for 8 by 8 again. I'm going large today, Corrine.
You certainly are. No,
I
you're
am.
telling me. You're telling
I
me.
am.
No, I like 7 by 7s and 6 by 6s.
Well, hopefully then I will inspire people who, sometimes people are a bit worried about the larger size card and they think it's a lot of space to fill.
Yeah.
So, so hopefully I'm educating you and helping you. So look at that, I've just taken one of those. I think this is my favourite one from that paper pad, Corrine.
Beautiful,
with
isn't
the
it?
cherry blossom and the foil on. And it's almost like an inky, distressed background
Yes, it's not
in the
solid
background
colour, is
for
it?
you.
It's got all those different elements and layers.
And, you know, if you are new to crafting and you're learning how to ink, then these papers are a good way to start, aren't they? Because the work's
really
been
are.
done for you. So I've then picked out the gold, so just matted that onto gold. We're going to do a couple of quick demos, and we may get a third in perhaps this
Wow.
this
Well,
show.
that's a
We'll
big
see.
shout.
We'll see. So that's going to go for there. Depends how much I faff. I'm known for faffing on Facebook Lives. Now here, I've taken some pink cardstock, and can you see there, I've run that through the Gemini with the embossing mat,
Yes.
and it's, I wish you could feel this on, you know, out there on TV, those people watching, because it gives you that lovely embossed
It almost makes it
look.
two-tone cardstock.
Does.
I was
Yeah.
wondering whether you'd inked it, because it almost looks a different colour on
Yeah.
the raised to the lower
Yeah,
bits.
I know what you mean. Yes, absolutely. So that is just so simple. And, you know, if you're buying cardstock like this that's already embossed for you, it can be quite expensive.
It can.
So invest in your stencil.
And
And,
if you buy cardstock already pre-embossed like that, if you want to die cut it, you're going to flatten that emboss.
Yes.
Whereas if you die cut it first and then emboss it yourself, you know you're going to get the perfect
Yeah.
emboss.
If you've got
all the
frame
time.
dies, that kind of thing, cut your circles or your mats and layers, and then emboss on the stencil. So yeah, you can do that yourself, can't you? So again, it takes your card making to another level, doesn't it? So I'm using the Buddha from Road to Siam. So as I said, Oriental Escapades was the first journey through Japan. And then Siam is the second journey going down to Thailand. So I wonder if anybody would like to kind of leave a message and say where we could go to next in the world. Where, you know, where would people like...
So we're already over there. Where
Yeah.
would be the natural transition to go?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yes. If you're over Thailand, where would you naturally go?
Absolutely. So we have got then the Buddha. So what I've done with the Buddha is cut out in gold, okay, and then backed onto this like plummy pink here. Last time I was here, we had lots and lots of Dawn's cardstock on the show. So I'm not sure if there's any left on the website. Yep, Johnny's saying,
apparently
yep,
it's
there is on the website.
So go check that
So
out.
these two colours would be taken from the pink and purple pack if that is still in stock. So I'm going very pinks this time.
Yep,
So
why
we've
not?
got the Buddha down here.
A lovely comment from Alicia says, I learn off the coolest designers watching CTV. That is really lovely. Thank you.
Well, that's what we're here for,
Yeah,
isn't it, Corrine?
exactly.
To inspire, to educate people, to share knowledge, and also, you know, any of the cards you see us make with the Dawn Bibby range, we have a gallery on Facebook in Crafting with Dawn Bibby.
Right.
And you are welcome to go and peruse in there. You just have to ask a few questions just to join the group, just to check that you are a crafter. And that you can replicate any of our designs. You know, we don't mind. And also, it's a total angel-free policy on anything of Dawn's.
Right.
So there's no stipulation. You know, you can literally make hundreds and hundreds if you like to sell at craft fairs and such like.
Perfect.
So I've used then the little lantern string just along the top there.
I love how you've broken the frame, gone right to the edge of the card.
Yeah,
Lovely.
absolutely. And then this is from the Cherry Blossom. I love this branch because I think, again, this goes with other things you've got in your collection.
Yes.
You'll be using other flowers that you've got at home in your stash. I could see like a little owl or bird sitting on that
how
branch
cute, yes.
as well. So
It doesn't have to be cherry blossom if you
No.
don't want it to be, does it?
exactly. And that's the beauty of Dawn's dies. They are so versatile. And you can mix and match with other things in your crafty stash. So let's bring that in from the corner here. Just need to hold that down because I'm going onto that embossed surface. So it
It's
just
like
needs
the coated cardstock as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just takes we were saying earlier, just takes a minute for that glue
just for it to
go through that
marry
coated
up.
surface.
Yeah. So we've got a little branch there. We can bring another branch in from there. So I've gone golds and pinks on this one.
How pretty.
So, you know, you kind of think of Oriental cards in the traditional reds,
black.
golds, blacks.
Yeah.
But, you know, with lots of the samples that the girls have done, we've thought out of the box and brought in different colours.
Yeah.
So that's going to come across there. And then I just need to snip that one from here. Need a little bit more glue in that bottom corner. Hold that down
Perfect.
there. And then I've got a branch left here. So we could just bring a little bit into that space there, I think.
I'm sure when you got all of this together, this card didn't look anything like this.
No, it didn't actually, because I was going to put the Buddha in the middle with those round, but then I thought the string of lights would look round around the side there.
Yeah, you're very much, you know. But that's the joy of when you put these demos together yourself.
Yeah.
You know what you were thinking, but it also gives you that sort of capacity, that almost time to think of how else you can present it.
Because I don't know about you, Corrine, sometimes I'll lay out a card and think, yeah, that's where it's going to be stuck. But actually then when I pop the glue on, I end up sticking it in a totally different place anyway.
Yeah, absolutely, always. Very rarely does the card I have in my head when I start my any project appear in the final card.
Yeah, yeah. So these now are the little flowers that come with the Buddha set. So the die set, you have the Buddha, and you also have these little flowers as well. So I'm just going to very simply pop my ball tool in the middle.
Right, are you ready to take notes, Sharon?
Oh, have we had some suggestions?
Daryl says maybe India.
Nice, yep.
Marsha says Sri Lanka, please, with lots of elephants and lions. I think that is. It's an emoji. I'm thinking, is that a lion or a tiger? I think it's a lion. Sylvia Kay says Nepal, mountains, temples, monkeys, prayer flags, and beautiful flowers.
Oh, nice.
There you go. So that's
lovely
three.
suggestions.
I'm going to take those back to Dawn.
Yeah.
That's three sort of ideas: India, Sri Lanka, and Nepal.
Lovely.
And there we go. So that's going to carry on. And again, with those, if you were to go, if you had collections like those, you'd probably be able to bring some of these elements into there.
Yes,
you're not
absolutely.
you're not going to be starting from scratch, are you?
No, no.
There you go. Dawn, get designing quick, drawing.
I think we're going to end up going around the world with this. We're going to end up travelling around the world,
That's going to be it's going to be such an awful job to have to go to India, Sri Lanka, and or Nepal to get inspiration for your next collection.
Somebody had suggested Egypt, so Dawn said she needed to go out on a reconnaissance trip.
Dawn's been to Egypt a couple of times.
Yeah, she does love Egypt.
But even so, maybe she'd forgotten what it was like.
Yeah. Because we haven't been able to travel for the last few years, have we? So she said,
Perfect.
I need to go and do a research trip.
And you needed to carry her bags, obviously.
Of course, obviously. So just building these up, just with the little flowers.
Some of those pinky shades from that backing paper, isn't it? So it looks so pretty.
And so these flowers just pop then. But it goes together, you know. It's good to do tone on tone with your card making.
We've seen a few of those, haven't we? We've seen a lovely gold one with all sorts of different golds on gold, some silvers on silver. You know, really using that tone on tone. There's been a few in the collection.
There has, yeah. So just going to add a few more of these little flowers here and there. We could also put some along here to decorate our little statue. Pop them on. We're going in threes. I was watching in the green room and you and Craig were talking about threes.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. It needs ones, threes, fives and sevens are the numbers.
You were saying it's the same in gardening as well.
Yeah.
And my friend tells me it's the same in jewellery making too.
Oh, is it?
She always does in threes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think fives and sevens can be a bit too busy sometimes
Yes,
for cards.
yeah.
Maybe you might do that in your gardening, but possibly with your, with your card making, 7 flowers in a row might be a little bit too much.
You need a big card for that.
Yeah, or very, very small flowers, either way.
So just to finish this one off, I've got some of Dawn's Pearl Accents again. So I'm going with the gold, just to add, this isn't going to want to work now again. Let's just grab a wet wipe. Just to finish off and add a centre. Come on, there we go. So you could add
they should be
gems
warm
in
enough
here.
to keep flowing.
Sorry?
The pearl accent should be warm enough in this room to keep flowing.
Yeah, absolutely. So just a little bit in there, just to finish off those centres. And there we have our finished card.
How beautiful is that? Absolutely stunning. That when you then just pick it up and then just really sort of reflect all of those colours, that is beautiful. Right, so before we come, is that one come from the road to Siam? I think
the Buddha is the road to Siam. Yeah,
the Buddha is the road to Siam.
Yeah.
So we shall have a quick look at that. Am I looking at the road to Siam? Oh yeah, the Buddha's there. Couldn't see that. Couldn't see it. I wasn't looking. So, if you want this road to Siam, 40% of this collection has already gone. But so yeah, it's not going to last forever. It's going to disappear. But here we are. We have the gorgeous tiger edger die, and you were seeing from the samples that you can cut the tiger out. You can use the edger. You could use the tiger. You can mix and match them around. Then we have that lovely Buddha, and there you are. There are all those gorgeous flowers that Sharon was just using, and the Buddha just there. Absolutely fantastic. Then we have our beautiful dragon. Oh, I turned him around the other time, this way around. There we go, we've got him up right now. He's got the flame, he's got the symbols, you know, he's got the corners. It's entirely up to you how you're going to use that. You've got the fantastic temple. For me, this is a magnificent die cut, absolutely gorgeous, and it's large die cut, so as Sharon was saying, don't be afraid to use an element of it, or you know, a corner of it, or 3/4 of it. You know, you don't have to use the whole die cut. And then the final die set you're going to get are these beautiful, beautiful orchids. And again, watch back our, where are we? Our 2 p.m. show. Gosh, I couldn't work out the time then. Our 2 p.m. show. So when Sharon came on at 4, she showed you how to put these orchids together. Really, really simple, ever so easy. You lay down your 2-leaf, you lay down your 3-leaf, and then you put your little centre in as well. And it's so, so realistic. So those are your 5 die sets. And then you're going to get your 2 embossing stencils. You're going to get your decorative tile and your gorgeous orchid as well. Now these are embossing stencils, so put them on top of your card, run it through your die cutting machine with the rubber mat, and that will emboss beautifully. Then you can ink through it, you can stencil paste through it, spritz through it, or all the different mediums that you would normally do on there. And then you've also got, yep, this is the right paper pad, I thought it was the other one. This is the Road to Siam paper pad. You have got your 24 different papers, 8 different designs, 3 of each. 3 of each of the design are foiled, and so that gives you 5 of them that are non-foiled, but each one's repeated 3 times. So these are beautiful, and I think that gives us about just enough time for you to get one more demo in then, please, Sharon.
How to do the orchid again.
That'd be brilliant.
Because we had a question earlier, didn't we, about how to assemble that. So this die comes in 3 parts, so you need to cut out this, but the actual die, if I just grab mine, because I'll explain it a bit better. So here, this die is one die that will cut your 3 shapes. Okay, yeah. So just by passing this die through, we've got those 3 elements, and that creates the largest orchid. So you haven't got to worry about lots of little pieces, how they fit together. It's done for you. That's an orchid there, that's a diddy orchid there, that's a diddy orchid there. So you've got 4 different sizes on your orchids, as well as your branches here. You can decoupage those up, and you get your leaves as well. So with one pass through, you can see on Dawn's dies as well, you've got the embossing already done there for you, and you can see the detail on there. So this is the orchid die set that is from Siam. What we're then going to do is just add, I'm going to go green for this one, just add some ink in the middle, and it will pick up all that detail in there. Then we're going to do the part with the 3 petals, like so. And then again, this is the little middle part. So again, just going to add some ink on there. So we've got all 3 parts. So there's only 3 parts to each orchid. Then we're going to pop them onto our embossing mat. Flip them over, so the side that you haven't inked on these 2, and just run your ball tool down from the outside to the inside.
You're using quite a small ball tool for that, aren't you?
I am, yes, because it's got little kind of like individual lines. If you can see the wavy petal, I'm kind of just following those little bits there. Flip that over and then just press in the middle. So you get, that reminds me of mouse ears.
Yeah, I can see that
The
totally.
little mice ears. And again, from the outside in. When I've taught this on workshops before, some ladies just kind of do this, just run over, and it's just, don't be afraid to give it a little bit of welly. You know, you want to break down the fibres of your cardstock. Flip round again and just press down in the middle. And with this one, just press in the middle there. So then we take our, I'm going to call it mouse ears now. It's going to stick now.
Yeah, definitely.
So you start with this. So the bottom piece is down and the petals are following upwards that way. Yeah,
like a V shape, basically.
So, so then we pop glue just in the centre. You'll notice on here, you've got one of the 3 petals is a bit larger than the other 2. So that's going to go, the larger petal is going to go at the top. Pop that into there. Just hold that down. And then your final piece, where the grooves are, that's the end that you want to stick. And then that will go in the middle, and again, just hold that down for a moment. And how easy, but how effective was that?
That looks beautiful.
I know we had a few questions about, you know, how to form the flower, but when you see it broken down like that, so easy, but so effective.
Excellent.
So that's our little orchid. So
there are 3 people on the comments, 4 now, all after Egypt. Egypt, please. Love pharaohs and sphinx, says someone else. I want pharaohs, pyramids and everything. Egyptian, says Gilmer, and Mary says yes. Hieroglyphics, jewellery, temples, all of it. So there you go.
Nice.
There's your next one.
There we go. There we go. So I'm going to bring in the. I'm going smaller now, Corrine. Look, I'm going for DL. Yeah,
Yeah.
smaller. And I'm going to use the cherry blossom.
So is that your
stencil.
actual card base you're now
This is
inking
my
onto?
card base. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah, that's my card base. So I'm going to bring in. I'm not going to re-ink this because I just want a little bit of subtle green in the background. So this is the cherry blossom stencil. I know we were getting low on some of the stencils, weren't we?
Yeah, some of the stencils are probably getting, you know, sort of very, very low figures. Wow, doesn't that look beautiful?
Isn't that pretty? So, you know, flowers don't have to be...
Oh, Lily Pond. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what I got on my ear there. It wasn't. It didn't say there. Lily Pond.
We knew what you
and
meant.
the cherry blossom are both limited stock. So yes, if anybody wants those, they're going to have to be quick.
So this is our Edgedie, our beautiful tiger now, and I've cut him in green glitter card.
Wow.
So he's then going to fit beautifully down the side there.
I'm quite impressed with your stenciling, how it mirrors the shape of that tiger, but you didn't actually have him near the card when you were stenciling.
Thank you.
That's impressive stenciling.
These stencils are so easy to use, Corrine, but they're just so effective, I think.
Do you think it's because they're thicker than regular
They
stencils?
are, yeah, they are. You know, if you look at that, I've been on workshops before and used a stencil, and I've used paste, and I'm thinking that's just going to seep out because there's nothing to hold it. These are totally different. They are a really good weight.
Yeah.
So yeah. So you can use them use them as embossing folders as well. So we've got our tiger now stuck there. Now, what I did
colour combination
was, we're going to change it now.
All right, okay.
So what I did is I cut him again in this copper and then just snipped him out. See how easy it is.
You're not going to throw that piece away, are you?
I'm not. So easy just to snip him out, just a few little parts round here just to take out that tiger. Okay, then what I did is stuck him onto a gold and then fussy cut round.
Yeah.
So you then get that two-tone effect. So what we're then going to do is to stick him over the green I mean, he does look quite fetching in green, but I've not seen a green tiger in the wild.
No.
So we'll just pop him on there. Oh, yes, back in the day.
Apparently He-Man's tiger was green.
Yeah,
Okay.
what was he called? My brother had all the He-Man stuff.
We're going to find out what He-Man's tiger was called.
Yeah.
We're going to find out. Cringer.
Okay.
Cringer. So that, if there's glue on that, that will now, because you didn't really put glue behind the tiger when it
No,
was
I
green.
didn't, no.
That will now stick it down to the back, won't it?
Yeah. I don't remember him being called that, Johnny. Did he not have another name when he changed it? Battle Cat. Yeah, that rings a bell for me. Yes. Yes,
green
that
tiger.
makes more sense to me. Okay,
Yeah.
then I've just taken a piece of twine. Always keep twine in my crafty stash. Just for, like if you're putting labels on, that kind of thing. So let's just tie that around there. If you're a gardener, you'll have some of this down in the shed, no doubt.
Yeah. Oh, I've got loads of balls of twine in my craft room. So many. When you can't find one, you buy another one, then don't you?
Yeah.
And then you suddenly find
And then
one
you,
that
then you find one in a different colour and you think, oh yeah, that's pretty.
Yeah, yeah, I've got loads of different colours.
So we'll pop that.
Pat on Facebook says, I've just bought both sets and stencils. So excited. I had to
Oh,
have
well
them all.
done,
So
Pat.
beautiful. They will go great with the Crafter's Companion papers I got yesterday. She got mirror, matte mirror and glitter in multiple colours. These examples are great, giving me inspiration. I am bookmarking this episode on YouTube for future reviewing. Thank you. That's
you,
why
Pat.
we put it out there on YouTube, so that will then last forever. If you've seen something that you like, obviously there's going to be got to be a natural delay between you ordering and you getting your samples, your product, so then you can go back to our YouTube and watch it as many times as you like to get, to get that inspiration. Now I can see that where you've used the same green inside the orchid as to stencil
To tie in
as
with
inside,
that, yeah.
and doesn't it just pull those colours together beautifully?
So I'm just holding this down for a bit longer because I'm going on to this glitter card surface.
You could use hot glue gun. That would work, wouldn't it? A hot glue
or
gun
your
would be quite instant.
like your silicone glue gel, that kind of thing. But I didn't pack that with me, Corrine. So
Yeah, there's only so much. There's only so much you can bring on the tray.
exactly. So it's quite simple but effective. Would be quite a nice man's card as well, I think, wouldn't it, with the tiger
that
on?
is absolutely
So
gorgeous, and I love how you've brought those colours all in together. So that is the tiger, the orchid and the orchid stencil there together. How beautiful is that? Now if you want to make that on any of the other gorgeous samples that you've seen today, you're going to need either or both the Road to Siam complete collection with the 5 die sets, the 4 A4 paper pack and the 2 embossing stencils. So that one today is $79.13 or $114.74. But you might also think you want the escapades, because this has been the over 60% have gone of this one. This has been so popular today. So what you're going to get on here is the crane, and I'm going to go straight round to turn it around so that you can see, but you've seen how big it is. Excuse the banging, Jake's just breaking, setting up for tomorrow or breaking up for tomorrow, I'm not really sure. We've got our koi carp as well. Oh, he's still smiling. Nothing's broken, Jake. Oh, apparently he's blaming Craig. Well, I think he's breaking. Oh, Craig's admitting it to it. It's Craig. Craig's the one smashing up the studio. You've got your koi carp. You've also got your cherry blossom. This is beautiful, and you've seen so many times how Sharon has used that. I'll just show you on the back so you can see a little bit when it's cut out. You've also got your accessories. Beautiful, these. I just think these are gorgeous, and in the gold with the red behind, or the red with the gold behind, look absolutely beautiful. Then you've got your this is your geisha edger, and I'm going to just turn that round just so you can see. You can really see the detail pop out on there. Then you've got your cherry blossom edger. I'm just going to show you how big it is. Look at how big that is, but then look at that. Look at the detail. Isn't that absolutely gorgeous? And the final die set, wow, is your pagoda die set. This is absolutely awesome. This is your Oriental Escapade. So these have got these beautiful papers. I'm not surprised these have been so popular with these papers. And again, this is one where you might be thinking about putting in your extra papers. Absolutely gorgeous. 8 different designs, 3 of each, and 3 of the designs are foiled as well. So these are beautiful, beautiful papers. So if you want that one today, because you've got the 7 die sets and the 1 paper pack, it is £83.99 or $128.34. But let's ignore that price and go straight down to the platinum price of £67.19 or $102.67. So I believe you've got a couple more. Oh, these are some different ones we've not seen yet.
Yeah, we haven't had a chance to see these. So this is the koi carp there, using the lily pond stencil, which I think was limited stock, I think. So get hold of that if you fancy using that with the fish. This one has been used with that stencil again, but bringing in the crane. And again, just a touch of the flowers there in the background. So that's lovely, because it's been coloured in using different ink pads there. Again, so this looks, you know, really, if you've got somebody who has koi carp as a pet,
exactly,
you know, has got a pond of them or breeds them, this would be an ideal card. And then the stencil is just embossed in the background there too. So I think that's beautiful. Just a simple one there.
Craig needs removing from the studio.
Simple one there, just using those background papers.
Just 2 of the different papers.
The lily pads there, the flower there. So yeah, just simple matting and layering there. Again, a good man's card. I love this one with the dragon.
Isn't that gorgeous?
So in the greens, this is with the glitter card as well again there, and the orchid stencil in the background with the orchids, which
beautiful.
Looks lovely. And
Craig is dancing, doing a dance because he's got his shorts on and he's distracting Sharon dreadfully. Get behind your counter and cover up those legs, Mr. Laird.
Using the stencil in the background, you can tell it's getting late, can't you?
You can. Last hour coming up. Yeah, we normally go home in 5 minutes. Wow, look
Again,
at that one.
With the temple in the background, the dragon, using that exquisite foil card from the paper pack, using the little symbols as well. Another one there with the tiger, just cutting him out without the foliage. Adding the fans on there as well. Oh, I think I got it the wrong way. Sorry, Denise, that was one of yours. So he's going that way around with the fans and the little pots in the bottom there. Again, using some different Oriental papers you may have in your stash as well.
A lot of people have cut the tiger out, haven't they?
Yes, yeah, he looks good, doesn't he?
He
looks
does.
Good like that. But then this is using the foliage from the die as well, so don't throw away those waste bits. And a different look again in the navy and gold.
Oh, is that navy?
Yeah.
Oh,
Doesn't that look good?
Yeah. Isn't that beautiful?
With the flowers down the side.
Yes.
This is the background paper that you were looking at earlier.
Yeah, yeah.
And with the flowers there, so
wow,
that looks
that's
stunning
striking,
as well.
Isn't it? Absolutely. Everybody is loving these. Marcia says, great card for that last one. Mary says, beautiful card. The tiger is amazing. And Shannon loves the foiled papers. We've got one more recommendation for you. So far we've got India, Sri Lanka, Nepal, Egypt. We had lots for Egypt. We've now also got a Chinese collection, panda and bamboo and temples. Each year you could add the Chinese year of animal to the collection to build it up gradually. So it'll be a continuing collection. There we go.
Love that idea.
And our Susie says, your nails are gorgeous, Sharon, and you're so tanned. Have you been on holiday? Have you been out in the garden?
This is my natural tan. Although we were camping at the weekend, so it's topped up my natural colour.
That's it. Very perfect. So what have you got tomorrow for us?
So tomorrow we've got Bon Voyage, which is a kind of travel-themed collection.
Stamps, dies, or a bit of both?
There's three stamp sets. We've got backing papers, Sorry, 3 die sets,
Right.
1 stamp set, and the backing papers.
Right, yeah.
Great for mail cards as
Right,
well,
yeah.
because we do struggle with men's cards,
Yeah,
don't
we did a whole masterclass on mail cards recently
yeah.
because yes, people need that
Yes,
extra
absolutely.
impetus.
So we've got that, so transport themed, and then we've got Hair in Bloom.
Hair and bloom.
Yeah, which is ladies with flowers in their hair, but also some animals as well.
I was thinking when you said hair and
Yeah.
bloom, I was thinking rabbit hairs and
Okay.
flowers. That's mine where my head was going. So, oh no, so beautiful hair designs. Oh,
yeah,
how
we've
gorgeous.
got a stunning wolf, and he's got flowers in his hair. So,
Oh wow!
yeah, back
Oh,
tomorrow
that would
with
be
those.
excellent. So yeah, you'll be on again 11, 2 and well, like today at
12,
7.
3 and 6
12,
tomorrow.
3 and 6, yes,
yeah.
absolutely perfect. So you will have, I'm sorry, but you've got Craig again tomorrow.
I have.
And Ben.
Yeah, and Ben, yeah.
Yeah, double trouble. Yes,
Yeah.
it could be fun.
And
Go on.
Johnny in my ear
And what
as
are you
well
going to
tomorrow.
say? What are you going to say, Craig?
I'm shocked. I'm not trouble.
No, you're not shocked. You're not shocked one bit at all. You're not shocked one bit at all. There you go.
Baby face.
Absolutely perfect. So thank you so much,
Thank
Sharon.
you.
We will keep hold of your cards if we
Yes,
can
of
for
course.
tonight because
Yeah, yeah.
they can go as demo of the show and then obviously there is demo of the day. Who put Craig's up there? That's not part of that didn't win demo of the show. Somebody's put that one up there. We'll have to move that one.
Definitely not me.
We'll have to move that one. Yeah, Sharon's won 2 demos of the show so far, so
I've got to pull the big guns
you've
out.
got to
in
pull
this
the big
tower.
ones out.
Got
I
to.
don't know. You've got that multi-layered sunflower one in this one. I think that could.
So?
That could.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh,
I'll
yeah.
have a
Done in
watch
the
when I
summer.
get back to the hotel.
Okay,
I'll watch the
that'd be
end.
perfect. Okay, that's been lovely. Thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for joining us today.
Nice to work with you as well.
I know, it's been really good fun.
Lovely, lovely
really
day.
good fun. So, we're going to have a quick look at this video while we all get swapped over and ready to do another hour of these fantastic dies that we've got on the show today. So, see you back in 2 minutes.
We've had to make some changes to our shipping charges and we want to keep you informed. With continued pressure on domestic shipments around mainland US, we've had to temporarily increase the cost of our regular 6 to 10 working day standard shipping service from $9.99 to $12.95 and our free shipping threshold from $100 to $125. We also have some really great news to tell you. We've introduced a brand new shipping service called Express Delivery. This is a fully tracked door-to-door service which takes 3 to 7 working days and costs $19.95. This option means you'll get your crafty goodies in your hands sooner, meaning less waiting and more crafting. We're also upgrading delivery services for our Gold and Platinum Club Inspire members who will now receive priority delivery on all of their orders. And if that wasn't enough, we've upgraded these orders to our new Express 3 to 7 day service. Your patience and understanding throughout this very busy time has been amazing. So we'd just like to say a huge thank you and we look forward to chatting to you again very soon.
Quick Buy, all your crafty must-haves in a flash.
Make light work of intricate and delicate die-cutting designs with the Pokey Tool from Crafter's Companion. An absolute essential part of any paper crafter's kit, its precise tip has been designed to release the tiniest pieces to reveal your finished results with absolute precision. And to make sure your finished project is perfect, each Pokey Tool has a rubber tip protector, so there's no risk of damaging your die-cutting design or yourself. The Crafter's Companion Pokey Tool is such an essential craft item, we've included 2 in each set.
Quick Buy, get yours now. Quick Buy, all your crafty must-haves in a flash. Draw, decorate, and customize your world with the colorful Spectrum Noir acrylic paint markers. Each premium paint marker gives opaque coverage on ceramic, glass, wood, and let's not forget paper, cardstock, and canvas. These versatile markers are filled with highly pigmented premium water-based paint, offering beautiful, rich, and smooth coverage. The colors can be blended together and the fast-drying opaque paint is ideal for layering. A 3mm bullet tip offers smooth strokes and a precision valve mechanism allows rich and consistent flow with no clogging. Quick Buy, all your crafty must-haves in a flash.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the crafters' companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% off your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every £1, $1 or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
This is going to be a fun hour, I can just tell. There's just this feel. So yeah, there's a lot going on. Craig has definitely got a twinkle going on now. He's definitely...
I've been eating some peeps.
Pardon?
I've been eating some peeps.
You've eaten some peeps? What are peeps?
Peeps.
Sweets?
The American sweets. At least
Oh, those American sweets.
Marshmallow peeps.
You mean you've just been eating pure sugar?
Yeah.
Pure sugar for the last hour? Oh dear, yeah, right. Okay. Could be good, could be good. I think Craig has eaten more of the peeps than anybody else in the building.
Yeah. I've left the milk
Right.
chocolate to everyone else. I'll have the peeps.
Okay, so what we're going to look at next, we need to have a look at those lattice folding dies again. So Craig did a fantastic demonstration with that this morning, using the word cut-in dies as well. But we're going to have a look at the lattice folding now. So you're going to get all 6 dies in this collection. So normally these would be $7.99 a set. This is the best ever price that you have got here today on this collection. So you're getting a larger die and a small die in every shape cut out. So these are really clever. So what they do is they cut out. So when you cut it, you get like this, nothing pops out. Don't expect anything to pop out. They just cut into your cardstock all the way around. So you've got the star, and when you look at this, you can see why they're called star. You can see that star-like shape on there. Then you've got, is this your double diamond yet? Double diamond. So again, you've got the larger die and the smaller die. They cut in, and then you fold them, lattice folding, to create these fantastic dimensional embellishments on your card. Chevron. Again, you're getting the 2 sizes. These are brilliant if you want to go around the edges of boxes, around the edges of cards, make frames. Circle. I love this one, really nice. There was you had a sample where I had different colours behind each one.
That's
it's
right,
like an
yeah.
ombre. Looks so, so pretty. Then we've got opulence, which I really, really like. So this is going to cut, and you get when you fold it, you get that little detail down there. So it works so, so well. And finally, you get your double loop. So this just folds over and tucks in, and then creates this double loop effect. So if you get these today, as we said, best ever price, they are £38.35 or $47.76. But on platinum, they're coming right down here. So they are just over £5 a die. And what do we say they normally are? $7.99. They are £5 and pence per die at £30.68 or die set rather, or $38.21. So that is the best price you have seen these on. So Craig, have you, sorry, just catch you when you're finishing your,
That's okay.
your drink.
A little cup
Are
of
you
tea.
ready? We'll have a look at some samples if you've got some ready, please.
Absolutely, yeah. Just need to wash down my peeps with a cup of tea.
You could have brought me a cup of tea. Are you all right there, Craig? Craig says that's something you never thought you'd hear. I'm going to wash down my peeps with a cup of tea. I'm sure it's not that funny, but when you've had that much peeps in it this time of night.
It's the sugar rush, and you've got Johnny as well. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
dear.
so let's have a look. A couple of finished samples first of all. This is the one you were on about, that
Yes.
using the multicolour in the background.
The ombre.
So, the ombre effect, yeah. So that could be water reactive that we talked about earlier on. It could be your sparkle pens, your sparkle pots, your aqua, anything like that, creating that ombre. But you can be using that one. This is the one that we're done in Wake Up Call this morning, where we used our sentiment dies as well. But whether you're wanting to do your gatefold cards, you can absolutely do that. Just an FYI, tomorrow masterclass is all about Sarah's signature collections.
Oh,
so
wow.
if you want to get your hands on any of them,
Enchanted Dreams.
Enchanted Dreams is there, absolutely. Vintage Butterfly is going to be in there
Vintage
as
Butterflies,
well. Yeah, all going to be there. Dragonfly, that's going to be there. So yeah, great collection. A lot of these are going to work really well with to create borders, as you were saying. But if you want to create a border around your sentiment perfectly,
That shows
that's
you
what
why
can
the
do.
two sizes, and this one you're about to show, why the two sizes of dies work so well together. So you've got the
Absolutely.
longer die and the shorter die.
Yeah, really is. It gives you versatility when it's rectangles or, you know, different sized or different shaped cards. You can see here now, yes, you've got that smaller one, whereas it's enabling you to, you know, do the corners or the edges, but enables you to elongate the larger one as well. So if you want it to be longer, you absolutely can do. And this one, another one, creating that frame. I adore this one.
Oh, that one looks effective, doesn't it? The black
so
behind.
simple.
Yes.
But so effective. I think it was Linda Fitzsimmons that made this one.
Beautiful.
Really beautiful. So that's the sort of thing that you can be doing with them. Thought with this one, we can keep this one relatively simple. We're going to do kind of like a pop-out-ish sort of card. We'll go through that in a moment. And what I've got is my multi-purpose cardstock here. I've cut it to 10 inches by 7 inches, and I've scored at 2.5 inches, 5 inches, and then 7.5 inches. So again, that's 10 by 7, and then I've scored at 2.5, 5.5, sorry, 2.5, 5, and then 7.5. Basically, what I've done is folded it in half
and then each one in half
folded
again.
it in half again. So
Yeah.
that's given me that effect. So what I'm going to do is that middle one, I'm going to do what we would say is a mountain, so holding it so it's lifting up, and then we're going to do a valley on the opposite side. So for this one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use our, well, it's just called star. We're going to use the star one for this one. And what we can do is I'm going to go in, so I'm going to have it so it's, at first, the point, the curve of the lattice folding is facing the top, but of course we're going to fold that back on itself, so it's ending up going to come downwards. So I'm going to have it so it's facing the top first of all, so we can flatten this one out. And then what I'm going to do with this one is I'm kind of going to do it centrally. So we're going to get that centre, and I'm going to do it a little bit further up towards the top than I am going down in the bottom. If you want a little cheat way, a little teased way as to what you can do if you've got any of your folded bits coming over the bottom, go back and have a look at that demo that I'd done in Wake Up Call. It showed you what you could be doing with those. But for this one, because it is 7 inches, I've jumped back to my large Gemini. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it up something similar as to what you were talking about earlier on, Corinne, and that is what I'm doing is instead of just bringing it straight back, I'm going to give it a helping hand, and I'm going to bring my cardstock over the top and then feeding that one through. Just cuts out a little bit of time, of course. The Gemini, it takes no time at all. It just makes it a little bit shorter in time. I'm going to let that run all the way through, and then what we're going to do is that same die, although you can change it if you want to, we're going to use that same die and do it in that right-hand central panel. Remembering with these dies you will get no waste that cuts out, so don't expect anything to drop out or fall out. There's nothing. So carefully take that away. Then we're going to do that once again. We're going to, line it up. We're going to kind of get it central within my middle panel here. Tape it down. And there's no reason why you can't have one design on one and a different design on the other one. Or what you could do is have this facing one way, turn it around. So
that would look nice.
in actual fact, so it'll give you a slightly different look. Let's do that.
Is that what you're going to do? You're going to swap it around?
I'm going to turn it around. So I'm going to go in to here. So where I had a little bit less space at the top than I did at the bottom, I'm going to do the same here, but other way around. So a little bit less space there. And then what we can do is run this one through. Again, let's just pop up over the edge. So popping that one on, feeding that one through. That's going to then go through. And with this one here, if you are going to do little panels, as we were talking about with the sentiments earlier on, rectangle strips, these are going to fit through your Gemini Mini, your Gemini Go.
Yeah.
So any die cut machine, it just depends on the card or the card blank that you're using. So we can take that one out the way now. So carefully peeling that one off. So if I carefully take that one off, gently, 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 because I don't want to take any layers off. And then there we go. So this is where we've got our lattice folding. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and start from the bottom, and then I'm going to fold that one down. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the next one, and then I'm going to fold it down. And then what I like to do, I'll do this first one to start with, whereas I'm just going to tuck that one under. So we can see here. What I like to do is I go along and then I'll fold them all over at once. I'll do one side first and then I'm going to go over. So I'm pushing from behind with my finger and then tucking it under. So we can do that one and then we can do that one. There is no need for you to pop any glue or adhesive underneath. If you wanted to, you can do. The only one I would pop a little bit of adhesive on is this bottom one here.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm going to do within this one. So let's just pop a little bit of glue into here and then I'm going to press and then give that just for a few seconds. And then what I'm going to do, make it easier for myself, I'm going to turn this one around and then I'm going to do the same. So I'm going to go in and then I'm going to then pop.
It does seem the natural way, doesn't it, to start from the bottom and work your way up. It really does.
Yeah, because the thing is, if you start from the top, so fold it over, I've got to lift it up to bring the next one down, fold it back down. So as I say, it's no big deal. However, if you start at the bottom, then it just means you can fold and tuck in as you're going along. So under and over, under and over, under and over. I'm going to do the same with this one, add in my glue. But you see how that looks, where you've got the folds coming down this way.
Looks lovely, doesn't it?
But they're going up that way. So you can get a different look. Same die, but looking completely different, or not necessarily completely different, but a different viewpoint to it. And then that is all that I'm going to do when it comes to that die set within the middle here. Bringing in some of my pearl card from my Knitwit collection here. So this one was the home body collection. And this one I've also cut to 10 by 7, but all that I've done is scored and folded in half here, because that's going to be my card blank. So I've got my tape on, so let's take my adhesive off here. And for something that is fun to use, fun to create, and with this style of card that I'm doing, give or take a few millimeters in depth when you start to fold it over, the card blank I mean, being able to create something like this that folds relatively flat, it's fab. It's so fun. And not something that the recipient is necessarily going to expect to see.
No, that lovely pop-out effect.
So I'm just going to press so we can come in, fold that in so we can see. So again, give or take, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 millimeters or so. So that will still fit in a normal envelope, or you can do a envelope box or a little box if you so wish to. But there is the card blank that we can see here. And then what we can do as well, I brought in some more pattern papers as well as more of that kind of evergreen. And I've cut them just so that we've got some mats and layers at each side. So my green, 2 1/4 by 6 3/4, and of course my pattern is 2 inches by 6 1/2. That's going to go for both of them. But for these cards, this concept, I didn't want to do inking, I didn't want to do blending. You know, creative cravings, we tend to really rein it back a bit for beginners, and then anyone more advanced or that can then take the ideas and run with them. But I wanted to create a fun card, a concept card, which, let's face it, I'm not really known for. I like my square cards, but I wanted to show that you can create a fun card, a concept card, using these lattice dies, but still make a statement piece out of them. So let's pop these ones on. And what I've also done, throughout today anyway, you'll maybe have noticed, kind of had a recurring theme with many of my demos to try and create projects that would be really good for the males in your life, with Father's Day coming up. So if you've already got these, then perfect. And we say it all the time, of course, females are going to love this colour of cardstock,
Yep.
you know, males love the pinks and the purples, but let's face it, most of us still go with, you know, the blues for the guys and then the pinks and that for the yellows. We know all that, but it was just to theme it so that you can see how you've got that fancy inside lattice fold in. Let's bring in just a couple of embellishments and sentiments to finish off. So they are from Knitwick Collection. Couple of die-cut butterflies. I've already tied my bow, but I tied it the same way as I showed you earlier on within Craft Along. And I've got some gems here. Now these are really good gems, self-adhesive, but I would still add my tacky glue on just to make sure it's nice, strong, it's not going anywhere. Keeping with the green theme. So we can then pop them into place. I'm going to turn it around and do a few little dots. And then this is where you could add some gems down the centre points of the lattice folding.
Yeah,
to
that would look nice, wouldn't
what
it?
I done in Wake Up Call. So this is something that you can, by all means, keep it as simple can be, but by golly, you can go to the full length of making it really, really
The dark green
detailed.
coming through the die cuts looks amazing, doesn't
Makes
it?
it really stand out, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It really does. It's the difference. It's a nice way to create natural shadow. If you're not one that loves or has the patience to do drop shadows, because I know that I do them a lot because it's worthwhile doing, but it's a nice way to create that shadow, either doing what I've done here, or as we both explained, when I done that natural drop shadow, which was with the, let me, just, where is it? What have I done with it? Somewhere. If you remember the sentiment one that I done earlier on, here we are, this one.
Forgotten what it was.
Just wanting to explain the drop shadow there, yeah. Whereas if you've got a shadow at the back from here, or you've got natural, it's not that one. There was one that I done today where I had my layer lifted up, so it created that drop shadow.
It was in your samples.
It was this.
That was green, wasn't it?
It was this one, wasn't it? Yes, that one.
There you go.
So this layer, top layer here, I lifted up on foam pads. So you've got that natural drop shadow there. So a couple of ways to do your drop shadow, if you so wish. Let's finish off. Let's bring in our bow here. I'm going to use my glued gel. Let's bring in my pokey tool. And then that can go into the corner. So for this one, I'm not going to worry about decorating the front of the card for this demonstration because it's about the lattice folding that I'm focusing on the middle. But you can make a lovely little front of your card. But there we go, it's all about the centre on this one here.
How
you can see.
Brilliant is that? So you've done that by using the lattice folding dies, and let's have a quick. Let me pick up the boards one last time because we're going to run out of time. And then you've got all 6 of these. So as we were saying, this is the best ever price on these. So you're going to get your star. You're going to get your double diamond, which is really effective. Remember, for each one, you're going to get the 2 different sizes. And then you're going to get your chevron. Remember that one. You're going to get your circle. You're going to get your opulence. And you're also going to get your double loop as well. So these are absolutely fantastic. And you're going to get all 6 of these today for $38.35 or $47.76. But look at that platinum price down there. Absolutely amazing. £30.68 or $38.21. But we've seen what you have been loving. This gorgeous sunflower collection. Absolutely beautiful. 2 quick questions before we look at this. Susie says, Craig, where did those butterflies come from? I think they're the mini dies.
The mini
I'm
dies,
sure
wasn't
they're
it?
the mini dies. And Rosalind says, how long does it take the 3D glue to completely dry? We usually say 24 hours, don't we?
We do, don't we?
Yeah.
If you're moving it from side to side, you know, moving it in a different place or that, you know, I would give it half an hour just to set. And I just mean like set as though it's not going to budge completely.
Yeah.
But to be rock solid, putting it in the post recipient, we'd always say anything like that, 24 hours.
Yeah, perfect, absolutely perfect. Lots of funny comments about your peeps, and yeah, we'll look at those. Apparently, they are the last thing left in store after Easter is over.
Really?
There you go. There you go. You need to go. You need to go to America in just after Easter. Buy out all the peeps. Take your empty suitcase. Right, now, this is the sunflower collection, and if you want to be making something like this is the beautiful project that Liam has made. This is on our blog, so there's a blog post even, how to make this beautiful, beautiful decoration. How amazing would it be to give somebody something like that? Absolutely fantastic. So to do that, you're going to need to buy this collection, and this is what you're going to get. We'll look at the consumables first. So you're going to get your 8x8 vellums in these beautiful, beautiful designs. And as I always say, think about what you're going to put behind your vellum, because what colour you put behind is going to change how it looks quite dramatically. From mirror card to white to black to navy, they're all going to give you a different effect. So you've got those gorgeous, gorgeous designs in there. This is in a different order now because we've had this out so many times today. You're also going to get your linen effect cardstock. So you're going to get these lovely colours. You get the darker green, you're going to get the lighter green, you're going to get the lilac, which is gorgeous. Remember, all of these are linen effect, and it also has a little bit, it's not pearlescent, but it has a little bit of a sheen to it. It's absolutely gorgeous. You're going to get the peach, you're going to get the darker or the stronger yellow, and then the paler yellow. Still a strong yellow, it's just not as strong as the other one. So you're getting all of that cardstock. You're getting your 12 sheets of flower forming foam in the 4 colours. You've got the brown, the green, the yellow, and then the really dusky green. It's almost, that reminds me of the topaz ink pad.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah. Something topaz, isn't it? It's
green topaz.
Green topaz. Well, I didn't remember that. Green topaz, yeah, it reminds me of that one so much. Then you're going to get your paper pad. So we'll look at the 12x12 first. So you have got 12 different designs, all double-sided papers, and they are absolutely beautiful. So much detail on there, so many layers, and you can see the opposite side as I flick through them. Absolutely perfect. Look at the colours, look at the blues, look at the silvers and the golds, look at the lilacs all coming through on these designs. Some really unexpected colour combinations, but they work so well. That's your 12x12 paper pad. Now you've got one of these in your collection, but I can say this is the item that people are adding in the most. They're adding in vellums, they're adding in extra 6x6s, but people are adding in multiples of the 12x12. They really are. People are buying so many of them. Then you've got your 6x6 paper pad. Now your 6x6 is a true reflection of your 12x12 shrunk down. It's not a corner of the 12x12. We didn't make 4 6x6 pads from each 12x12 by just cutting them into quarters. These are the whole design shrunk down so that you can do completely different projects with these. You see, I still go back to that one. I think that one, with a sentiment of something in the middle, mats and layers, you've virtually got your project made there. There we go. Absolutely perfect. There we go. So those are your consumables. absolute, you know, and think about how many of those extras you might want to add. Then you've got your hardware. So first of all, we have got our Hello Sunshine die. So you've got your sunshine die, and then you've got your stamps that complete the sentiment. So let's have a look at a different one. We've got sunshine and rainbows. You fill my sunshine. Is that right? Is that right? You fill my sunshine.
What's it?
You fill my sunshine. I think that's right. You fill my heart with sunshine. I was thinking, there you go. I knew I was
sunshine. You fill my sunshine.
Wow. Then you've got your sunflower dies. Now these are absolutely perfect. These are ones that you're going to just keep on your table all the time. Are you going to cut them out of foam? Are you going to cut them out of cardstock? It's entirely up to you, but they are going to be so usable. You're going to shape them, you're going to add your inks. Look at this, when we look back at here, Liam has added different coloured cardstock to the 2 layers. You know, you can add your inks to the edges, you can shape them a bit, you can add so much texture and dimension. Then you've got your sunflower splendor, and as I said, this is the one where you want to think about paper piecing it back in. Yeah, it's going to look amazing. If you're going to do that, make sure you get the paper piece release sheets, because that's going to make life 10 times easier for you, isn't it? You've got your fabulous frame. And again, you've got your stamps, which come in pairs, joined together so that everything lines up perfectly, so that you can create the frame and the sunflowers, and then you can cut it out with the die. You have got your sun-kissed wishes. Now look how much you're getting for the money today. If you're a Platinum member, all of this is coming in at that amazing Platinum price. It is fantastic. You're getting all of these stamps. You've got the florals, you've got the sentiments, just a wildflower in love with the sunshine. That's me tomorrow. Expect to see me out in the sunshine, nowhere else. We've got sunflower bouquet, which is that fantastic layering stamp. And thank you, Craig, for demonstrating that. I've learned so much from that, about those corners and lining them up, and then how to ink them. It really taught me a lot about that. And then you've got your sumptuous sunflowers, which is our 3D embossing folder. Sorry, Charlotte, it's such a big board. I could not get it in the shot in one go. So you've got your 3D embossing folder that's going to create so many. I love 3D embossing folders. We normally expect embossing folder, you get one level. Not with these, you get in all those multiple levels. Then we're going to give you 2 stencils that will fit perfectly over that embossed image, so that you can ink through them, or use them completely on their own. You don't have to use them over the embossed image. You can use them on their own. Wow. So you're going to get all of those elements today for the Platinum price of $75.99 or $98.04. So this is where you might be thinking to get your free shipping and handling is adding in those extra paper pads to take you over that free shipping threshold. That's definitely what I'd be thinking about. So yeah. Can you do us another demonstration with that one?
I can do as well.
That would be fantastic if you could, please.
What I was just thinking as well is how this one, if this is going to work with so many of our collections. The first one that comes to my mind is Be Beautiful collection.
Yes, somebody else has mentioned that. Yes.
Absolutely. So let's say for argument's sake, you're not into sunflowers. No one in your family or friends or circle of that would be into the sunflowers. But you've loved Be Beautiful and you've run out of the paper pads and you can't get any more of the paper pads. Get the sunflower paper pads to work with what you've got die-wise, stamp-wise with Be Beautiful, because these are going to work perfectly as well. You know, chances are there's very few of you that don't like or want the sunflower collection, but just think back, right, what's the nearest paper pad I can get that's going to work with my Be Beautiful collection? That's going to be the sunflower collection. So get a hold of it if you want to then carry on making lots of cards and projects with your Be Beautiful. But let's show you a few finished samples beforehand. And this is actually what we're going to create. Now, I know I think it was demoed yesterday, this style. But I thought, you know what, let's do it again. If you've not seen yesterday's show yet, you've not had a chance to show you how you can layer up, I'm going to change a couple of things. For instance, I'm going to use vellum, not the pattern paper.
Nice.
So, you know, you can be doing things like these ones here. This one is using that large create a card die, but then used it in the gatefold style. So you can see here how it's just been split into two with the pattern papers. There is that stamp and die set that you were just showing a moment ago. It was such a fab one. Then we're going into that 3D embossing folder. I was thinking while you were going through all of that, one of the flower dies I use so much is from Sarah's Garden of Love collection, and it's the daisies.
Yeah.
And I love it, and I use it a lot, but I just, you know when you think you want something else now, and this has come along just perfectly. It's got, I know sunflower's nothing like a daisy, but that petal shape, you know, you've got that daisy-esque sort of feel to it. You're just layering
We
the
were
sunflower
saying that you can use it, depending on how you colour it, you could make this look like a dahlia, you could make it look like a gerbera, you could make it look like
not good with my flowers.
You could make it look like so many different flowers as well.
That's good to know. That's really good to know, to be able to do that. If I bring this one back in, so this one has had some heat added to it because it is heat activated foam, but it just goes to show within this one here, no heat has been added at all, so you don't have to. You can then just have that, that foam feel to it without adding any heat. Another one using that great big create a card die is, I said earlier on, I know you just said it there, and I'm going to say it once again because it really does shout out to be paper pieced. Even the foil press, so the lines are nicely foiled instead of, oh, there we go.
Our Susie on socials, she said in bold letters, I can't wait for that creator card. There you go, that's Susie. She is so excited about getting that one. There we go. And she also says those flowers will look amazing cut out of vellum too. Yes. Just a quick question
for
Samantha. I noticed that when we just did that quick VT, we showed the Threaders fabric cutter. And Samantha says, can it be used to cut cardstock? Now, can I just say, Samantha, if you have ever worked with a fabric crafter, and you ever went near their scissors to go towards your paper, you ask our lovely Becky, you know, you do not, let's say, call it cross-contaminate your fabric scissors with paper because it will blunt them. They won't last as long. And that fabric cutter has been designed to work with fabric. If you're after something for paper cutting, then go for our guillotine. Tune in on Monday and I've got a tool show and there will be a deal on the guillotine if you've not already got them. I know when you're looking at that one and you're looking at that lovely roller movement, perhaps that's, you know, dexterity you're thinking, but that has been designed for fabric and you wouldn't want to cross-contaminate them anyway. So sorry to interrupt there, but it'd been a question that we'd asked, so I thought we ought to just address that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more of what you've just said there. You know, definitely go for the guillotine for sure. So I've got white multi-purpose cardstock. Now I have cut it to 7 inches by 8 1/4. Now, although I'm replicating that card that I showed you just before, I've kind of gone with my own measurements because obviously I couldn't take the card apart to see what was done. So I'm just going to go with what I've got here. So yeah, so this piece is 7 inches by 8 1/4, and I've scored at 1/2 inch at one side, 1/2 inch at the other side. Now this is going to be a tip that I'll show you just shortly. So I've added my red liner tape on the top of one side and on the back of the other way, and I'll show you why just shortly.
I'm intrigued.
And then I've got my card blank here. So my card blank is just A4, folded in half. I did trim it slightly, so it is 8 1/4 by 5 3/4. Simply because, you know, by now, I like my layers and that to be at 1/4 inch increments. And that even goes for my card blanks. 7 by 7, 6 by 6, 5 by 7 is all great, but as we know, A4 folded in half is a bit of dash and a blob. It's not exact, do you know what I mean? So I just trim it so it's to that 1/4 inch. So I'm going to then go back into my layer here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my create a card within the middle here, and then I'm going to centralise it the best I can by eye, and then what I'm going to do, tape that down. This is going to be the waist, so I'm popping my tape within the middle. So as we talked about earlier on, yes, it's low tack tape, however the power of the Gemini can really stick to the cardstock and take a few fibrous layers off the top. So therefore, pop your tape on what will be waste parts.
Yeah.
If it does happen, it doesn't really matter because you don't need it. So we'll wait on that one coming out here. And of course, because of the size of the card, I've used the large Gemini. I don't think I've used the large Gemini as much as I have done within today's shows. It's usually always the junior, just the size of the cards I've been doing. So let's take this one out. So carefully take that one out, slowly take that. And then what I'm going to do is let's go in with my tool here. So I could do this while the die was in, or what I'm going to do is just use it by popping it into my hands, or you can pop it onto the mat that you also get with the tool. So let's take these little bits out. I'm going to go in, take them out. And what was lovely earlier on is when I was going through some of the finished samples within, I think it was Craft Long, or it might have been within Wake Up Call. There's been a sample used or done using this die, but selective. Actually, did you do it? Did you say you do it? You done it, where you chopped away certain elements of this one.
Yeah.
Oh, is that where that's?
That one.
That's it.
That one.
That one. Yeah.
So I had the white panel in there. I had this piece here. We had the width. I forgot what it is now. What, about 2 inches wide on either side. Die cut the whole lot and then just cut across to create that aperture. But just another different way of using it. So yeah, looks really, really pretty. And again, using the flowers, we were using the new pens, the new glue pens, to add the glitter onto there. Gives them makes them really, really robust. So yes, so that was what we did with that one yesterday.
Yeah, fab. And it's a nice way. Yes, our creator cards are there too. Create a card instantly. But then what you've done and what we just showed there goes to show how you can adapt your creator cards. Cut them out, then change them if you so wish. So let's take these little bits out. Let's go in here. And although these little dots are quite small, remember the card I done earlier on, actually at the start of the show, although it feels like it was a different show, the mail cards, you know where I...
Oh, so those are the sorts of things you're talking about.
So that's the sort of things that I was talking about. If you get little dots that are bits of wastes, then what you can do is maybe just pop them into a little tub or a little container. Yeah. And then these can be nice to use as little
embellishments
detail
later,
embellishments, yeah. So just taking these bits out here, and I think there's a couple just here. So if I take these ones out, and I think that is pretty much it. There and then there. One more. There we go. There's always seems to be one more.
One, isn't there? There's always one when you look back and you just go, oh, and there's one.
Yeah, it's like Christmas tinsel. You always find that tiny little strand come, you know, June, July, August, you know, and comes the next year and you're still finding that bit lying about. But there we go. We've got our die cut creator card. Let me pop a little bit of black underneath so that we can see. I mean, isn't that just lovely?
Beautiful, isn't it? Absolutely
like
stunning.
A little frame or something would be beautiful, wouldn't it? Even come in with your hummingbird and poke it with the peeps. Poke it out from the centre, so you've got that hummingbird just coming out if you want to. So yeah, lots of aspects to it. So let's move that one out of the way. So what I'm going to do now, so we've got our layer. I've got my red liner tape. So this is where, instead of using our paper pad, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the vellum. But I don't, because I'm particular sometimes, I don't want to wrap it around my card blank there, because I don't want to see that strip at the back. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is if I take that off there, and now I'm going to turn it around so it's easier for me. And then I'm going to line that up there and then to there. So therefore, that's now at the edge of my card blank. Right, yeah. But we're not seeing that seam. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in with my vellum. Now, when we were talking about earlier on, it's all about hiding the adhesive. For this, I don't really need to worry because you're not actually going to see the adhesive.
No, not at all, are you?
But what I am still going to do is just a fine line of my tacky glue, and it is very, very fine because you don't need much at all, and it'll probably actually be quite impossible to see it afterwards anyway. But let's pop that one into place here, and we can do that one there.
I can't see that glue. I know.
No.
I don't know how close you can, but if you can just... But even if you could see it now, once it's dry, you wouldn't.
That's it, you wouldn't, no. And that
But
was
I
the
actually
fineness.
can't see anything there at all.
So, you know, give our tacky glue a try if you've had any issues with our
But again,
with
you've
your
not got,
adhesive.
normally if you're putting on a piece of card like that, a 5x7 or something like that, you'd be putting glue all over the
That's
back.
it.
You've just gone round the edge,
Exactly.
so it holds, and you know that those bits are going to be hidden.
Exactly, yeah, really, actually that's a good point to point out. You'll see me, don't know if I've got any mats and layers here, but you see me, I've always got my tape or my adhesive down the centre. Not doing it with my vellum, I'm only going round the edge. Now, for this one, if this was slightly thicker, so if this was cardstock or pattern paper, what I would have done is tuck that in underneath there,
Yeah.
so then therefore you're not going to see any of the seams whatsoever. I am, for the sake of this one, just going to tuck it around back into here. So if I tuck that one in, and because this layer is slightly wider, what it means, it's going to create a little bit of a dome. So I'm going to press. So popping that one there. So as I said, if it was pattern paper or cardstock, if
Yeah.
I tucked that in the other way,
Yeah.
then that means we would have had a seamless card front with not seeing any of the join lines.
If it really, really offends, there's no reason why you couldn't put another piece of white card on
course
the
not.
inside, the
Not
same
at all.
size. But I don't think it would. I think
No.
it doesn't.
It's little things like that that the recipient realises it's handmade.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? These little things, you know, don't be overly precise about hiding all the workings.
Yeah.
There's little, you know, little nuggets that you want the recipient to realise that it has been handmade. Hopefully, if you do that, you do put a little handmade sticker or label or something on the back so that the recipient knows. But yeah, don't worry too much about things like that. That's just for those that maybe don't want to see any of the join lines. But that is the start of our card front that
Yep,
we can see here.
perfect.
And that's how we've got that one going. And then what we can do, let's go in with another piece of our multi-purpose. I'm going to go in with our sunflowers. So I'm going to go in with one, and then I'm going to go in with two, and then I'm going to go in with just one of the centres, the largest centre, and I'm going to pop that into here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to die cut these ones first, and then using lemon tonic, honey pot, and seal brown, we're going to do some inking with our water reactives.
Oh, that'd be brilliant.
So I'm just going to pop them there. Still just going to use my large Gemini, but I'm going to pause it and reverse it. Although
But
these ones are going to be
It's on the
quite
table.
small.
It would take longer to take it off and
That's
get
it,
the one
yeah.
back up, wouldn't
You know,
it?
at home, I always have my mini at the side of me,
Yeah.
so I would just use that. For the sake of pause and reverse, and for me to walk over, get the folder and that, just as well doing pause and reverse. But you can come into here. I knew that was going to happen. Knew that would have slid down on my plate. So it's half cut and half not. The centre has, and the centre hasn't. So let's go in. Let's just take that there to my plate so it doesn't move again. But then there we go, let's feed this one in. Going to go in there. But as you were saying earlier on, so yeah, if you were to even do these in vellums, you know, or you were to go in with lightweight papers, pattern papers, double-sided papers, all of these, if you're not comfortable with colouring, although all that I'm going to do is slap the ink on, you can just get some coloured patterned paper and then start to die cut that one. So let's take these ones out here and then take these ones. So let's go in with, well, both of them, what I'm going to do is go in first with lemon tonic, then go in with a little bit of honey pot. So we can go in with these ones. So let's go in, just inking up into here, and let's get this ink down. So let's go in, really start to lay it down. So pop that one in, into here, and as what we were talking about within the Craft Corrine, it was, I'm not blending the ink on because I don't want to bend or affect the petals.
Yeah.
So all that I'm doing is kind of just twisting on, adding the ink, but even then you get a nice seamless colour all the way around. So I'm going to do that once again, going all the way around. This still being the lemon tonic. So I'm going to add these. This is why I can, forgive me, my demos coming up over the foreseeable future are going to have these sunflower embellishments on them.
Well, whatever we've got it in stock, which might not be for long, so I think we're at over 80% now. So yes, it's, and I think those 12 by 12 paper pads will be the first thing to go.
Wouldn't be surprised, actually.
Yeah.
Would not be surprised in the slightest. What I'm actually going to do, instead of using my blending tools, for the centre ones, let's come in just with our finger dauber.
Just make it a bit easier, doesn't it?
Just a wee bit easier, yeah.
That's what we like. Let's make it easy for ourselves.
Yeah, no, make it easier. Because I do like my square blending tools.
I was noticing that, yeah. I always go for the round ones.
Yeah.
You go for the
I used to go for the round ones. And then, I don't know what happened. I just ended up using the rectangles one day and I thought, oh, quite like these ones.
Well, you are convincing people. We've got Jane says, I just got the whole set, so she seems really happy. And Jessica says, I got this collection first for me. My birthday was Sunday, so I got this as a present to myself. Well, happy birthday for Sunday, just gone, Jessica. Busy birthday month in June.
It is,
We have so many birthdays going off in June, so yeah, absolutely perfect. Natty says, would red liner tape work good on vellum? Yeah, it does, but it could still show. Still try and hide it the best you can. You're going to get the best effects if you can hide your adhesive. So yeah, it doesn't matter what you use, just try and just make sure it's not visible.
That's it,
So yeah, absolutely perfect.
If there's anything that I believe that you can get close to being invisible, that's going to be our tacky glue.
Yeah.
So I would highly, highly recommend trying that one first. But yeah, give it a shot and see. Here we go, let's add in our seal brown now, all the way around. And what I'm doing, although I'm not adding a lot of pressure, but I'm not getting the finger daubers right in to that little detail within the center, because I kind of want that, because that's actually debossed, so I kind of want that natural white highlight that's already there. So I'm going to come in with these ones here. I would have gone in, actually, I should have gone in with a lighter brown first and then gone around the edges with the dark. Although in saying that, what I could do, one of my favourite techniques if I'm doing watercolouring or that, let's go in. Now, I know this says multi-purpose card and not watercolour card, but I've gone in with a little bit of water and I'm just picking out the colour.
Ah, right.
Taking out the colour.
So you're doing that faux bleaching, really, then, aren't you?
Yeah. Kind of acting as a little bit of an eraser, taking out that colour, so I'm getting a little bit lighter instead. It's a good thing with your water reactives, you can do bits like that. If you've maybe got a little bit too dark,
too intense,
go in. And actually, I don't even need a lighter colour. I'm happy with just using that.
That works really well. Clever trick.
As it is. And I need another bit.
Those, we were saying, those peeps have definitely kicked in on you, aren't they?
Whew, right, yo. There we go. Gosh, I can't believe that's the time of the show. Right, let's quickly get these couple done and then finish this card. I've got tape stuck to the back here. So let's
right. Is Susie ready? She is saying. We're just saying we're going to have to do 2 very quick votes. We're going to have to do demo of the show followed by demo of the day. So I hope you're got your counting hat on, ready to count up the votes really, really quickly, please, Susie. So yes. So we'll have a look. So, you know, remember what you've seen so far and you can sort of start to make up your mind which one you're liking the best and where you want to place your votes.
Rightio. Let's move these ones. Let's take a little bit of grasshopper. So all that'll do is let's...
Speed crafting, Craig. Look at the
Dab.
speed. Oh, Susie says she's ready.
She's ready.
Ever
Anyone's
ready,
ready?
Susie?
Susie's ready. Let's get this colour on here. So there's, that will do. So let's move that out the way. That's that there, that's that there. Quickly bring in our sentiment. And I'm going to go in with Noir Black. I'm not going to bother about my Stampin' Mat. Let's just get this one on. Get it relatively straight anyway. Noir Black, although your pebble or your rustic brown would work really well.
Oh, they would, wouldn't they?
Work really well. So let's stamp that one in. So this is from the stamp set there.
Apparently this is getting busier and busier as we're getting close to the end of the hour. So if you do want this, please check out. We will have, you know, this will be available for people to watch overnight when we're off air. So there'll be a lot of people watching this and putting it in their basket. So really don't know how much stock will be left tomorrow. Yeah, there might not be very much at all. So you need to be on it. If it's what you want, then think it through, because it's not going to last for that much longer. Just a little bit of shaping.
Just a little bit. Just going in with the back of my stamping platform. I don't do it into the centre because I don't want to dent that and affect future stamping. So I'll do it on the back and in the corner. And let's bring in this one here. Let's bring in our glue gel. So I'm going to add
Speed crafting.
this one down into here. Let's layer this one into
Nice
here.
with the glue gel.
It's
Just
good,
separates the layers and just gives it that little bit of height.
It does, and you know, although you could use a foam pad if you want, as I've kind of said in the past, when it comes to embellishments or that, I'll always choose to use a glue gel.
Yeah.
To adhere them on.
Yeah, I think I tried to use a foam pad in the centre of the sunflower with one of my demos yesterday, and I found I needed two, because if you shaped it a little bit.
Got you, yeah.
I do like that way you've bleached out that colour. Works so well.
Not adding any additional glue gel for the foliage leaves because there's enough on the back of the sunflower.
That's a great thing, isn't it? The glue's so nice and damp that you don't need to worry about that.
And I'm just going to curve it ever so slightly to work in with the shape of the card, and that is all that'll do with this one here. You could add a bow like some of the finished ones have got. No, I'm still going to keep it there, but I will put a bow or something later on just to add something there. But there we go.
How gorgeous is that? Well, thank you for whizzing through that. That is absolutely beautiful. So let's do a very quick vote. I've forgotten which order they were in. Oh, I think we'll go for this order. We'll go Tiger first. Oh no, we'll do Sharon's and then we'll do yours, and then all together. So
I'm
Sharon's
happy.
is number 1 with the tiger. Number 2 is her Buddha. And then Craig, what have you got? I think you've got from through 2 shows worth, haven't you?
Yes, I do. So
Perfect.
Here we go.
So number 3?
So number 3 is our sentiment, statement sentiments. Number 4 is our sunflower. Number 5 is our lattice. And number 6 is our sunflower collection again.
Absolutely perfect. So if you can vote, that will be brilliant, because we're only going to have minutes, because we're going to have to do demo of the day as well. But let's just recap quickly. If you want that sunflower collection, we really are getting down to decision time. It's getting to crunch time. So if you want the complete collection with all the dies, all the stamps, all the paper pads, the vellums, the foam, if you want the whole lot, the embossing folders, then this is what you need to order. And this is going today for £94.99 or $122.55. Just look at that platinum price right down there, $75.99 or $98.04. It is amazing value for money. There's so many people over the last 2 days have said to us, I don't buy I don't buy collections, but this one has caught my attention and people have been buying this with multiple pads. I want to quickly show you this because this might be the last time to get you to show you this, because this is a 24-hour offer. It is our hero tool offer. So you're going to buy the cutting mat, a 9x12 cutting mat. You're going to buy the knife, and that is your $13.97. Oh, that's you're going to get those for $11.98, sorry. But then for free, we're going to pop in an extra set of blades. These are really easy to use, ergonomically friendly, sit in your hand beautifully, craft knives. If you do need to cut bits and pieces out, these are going to work perfect. So you've got, you're going to get all of those for $11.98 or $19.90, but your platinum price right down there is £9.58 or $15.92. Right, demo of the show is number 6, Mr. Craig. Your last
the one that I just done, was it?
The one you last did, yes.
Oh.
Okay, so if you could bring that over,
I will
we
indeed, of
have
course.
3 demos. Our first demo is our gorgeous temple. Our second demo is the dragon, absolutely beautiful. And our third demo is a sunflower, because people are loving that sunflower collection. Right, once you've done that, that'll be us done for the day. But tomorrow, it's the terrible duo. It's Craig and Ben back for the whole day. What are you doing tomorrow, Mr. Craig? Do you know? Can you remember?
Yes, no, I can't remember. So, of course, it's Thursday, so we will end the day with a cartload, of course. We've got a really, really big cartload. You know, it's my absolute favourite show of the week. In the middle, we've got masterclasses all about Sarah's signature collection. Let me tell you, if there's any bits and pieces you've been looking to get your paws on, then we've got some incredible offers when it comes to these. Nice selection of Sarah's signature. But, of course, we're going to start the day off with a masterclass. You'll have me for the first hour before Sharon comes in, because obviously she's going to be here all tomorrow as well. And I think myself and Ben, not live on air, but for social, I think we're going to plan a little challenge, maybe a little bit of a wrap challenge.
Does he know?
He knows.
Oh, that's okay then.
Maybe not a wrap as to what you would think of. That's all that I'm going to say.
Oh, I'm going to keep my eyes peeled for that. That should be so much fun. So, yeah, so that'll be tomorrow. Craig and Ben, along with Sharon. And I've actually just had a peep. They've put them out here.
Have
Those
they?
beautiful stamps and dies all about the hair. I couldn't envisage what they look like. I've just seen them up there. Beautiful. Right, now, do we have a winner? Oh, not quite yet. Is it going to be 1? Is it going to be 2? Ooh. Is it going to be 3? You could choose. Right, now, I'm back on Hobby Maker on Friday. I'm doing the early morning, so way before all of these lot are even up. I'm going to be in the studio at 5 a.m. to do 6 till 8. It'll be very early. So that'll be Friday morning. I've got some fantastic things to show you. But I'll be next back. I'm going to drive back up here on Sunday, ready to be up here on Monday. So, yes, so that should be really good. Oh, that'll be with yourselves, won't it, Jenny? Yes, we've got masterclass. It's all about the tools. It's the tool, the Geminis, the glue, the storage, all sorts, all the different tools on that. And then Monday Makers in the evening. So I can't wait for that. I'm really looking forward to doing the tool show. That should be fantastic. Now,
well, can I just say, it's been a fab day with having you across on that side.
Thank you.
So thank you. I've had an absolute blast today.
It's been really funny. We've had some giggles, haven't we? Right, there we go. Winner of demo of the day by 1 vote.
Oh.
By 1 vote is number 3. You did it, Craig. You did it.
I actually thought Sharon had done it today.
Do you know, yes, so did I, but I think it's the pull of that sunflower. People loving the sunflower collection. Thank you, Craig. I've loved it too.
Yeah, I really have.
And hopefully, well, we'll be passing for Hobby Maker, I think. We are passing... Are you going to Hobby Maker on Friday?
Because I'm there on the Saturday.
You're in on Saturday?
You're there Friday, I'm there Saturday.
Perfect. Yeah, we'll see you then. But hopefully I'll see you soon.
Hopefully.
Otherwise, like I say, tune in tomorrow morning, 11 o'clock UK time, 6 a.m. Eastern and 3 a.m. Pacific, and it'll be Ben and Craig opening up the day for you for lots and lots of laughs. I'm sure it'll have lots of fun going on there. look, as Craig was saying, he's got all of the, I can't even remember what you were saying now.
Masterclass.
Sarah's signature and cartload. There we go. Those are what she was doing. I can't remember. It's been a long day. So I hope you can join them for those tomorrow. And if there's any of the sunflower collection left, I think tomorrow might be one of your last chances to get that. So hopefully you can tune back in tomorrow. But thank you for today. It's been absolutely fantastic. You have loved what we've brought for you. The Dawn Bibby collections have been phenomenally busy. So check out your baskets. Make sure you don't forget what you've got in your baskets and get those checked out before you finish and log off for tonight. But otherwise, I'll be back on Monday and I'll see you then. And Ben and Craig will be back tomorrow. So good night for now.
Toodles.